Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Alrighty. Happy Jupiter Day, family. Happy Jupiter Day. Happy Jupiter Day. I know we have a lot of church members probably just getting out of work, still at work. All right, we got a lot to cover. Got a lot to cover going into Libra season. So today looking like a double stream day. All right, guys. I ain't like how they got me up out of here the other night when we was live streaming. When we were live streaming JEEZY's and JEANNIE Synastry, and I know it was a long stream. It was like, I don't know if it went to 4 hours. I think it was, but definitely more than 3 hours. But it was a long stream, and we didn't get into the Synastry until the end. So I definitely wanted to just come back, do a clean layout of that Synastry. I also want to look over Teyana and Iman's influences. All right, I see that's another couple that's up in the tabs. I want to look at things going on with Remy Ma. I don't know if you guys are aware. She got her a little tension, a little chaotic situation going on with her relationship in the tabs, her marriage with Papoose. All right, I'm a huge battle rap fan. I've been a battle rap fan since I was a little kid. So she's in the battle rap community. So a lot of people that's within the battle rap community, we already knew about this, but now it's hitting the mainstream. All right, so that's something I'm gonna probably cover on another stream, but I want to go over once again these two synastries, and I'm jumping back on this evening, most likely to cover Libra season influences, family. All right, so once again, I hope everybody's having a blessed, prosperous, fruitful, dynamic, positive Jupiter day. Yeah, man. Let's light up them things. Yeah. All right. Like I said, I know we got some congregation members still at work, getting out of work, so they can't make this service. So we're gonna have to make sure Sister Agatha got the evening services run. I don't know if we got evening. Yeah, we got evening services going. Today's Thursday. Yeah, it's Jupiter day. There's a lot of worship going on Jupiter day. That's a spiritual day. All right. This is my born day. All right. So yeah, we're gonna have multiple services today, y'all. Okay, like I said, y'all can bring your kids to church. We got the rooms downstairs. Sister Agatha, Sister Johnson, Sister Margaret, Sister Patrice. They all down there. All right. We have great nursing energies. All of them Cancer moons too. They all Cancer moons. All right. This ain't your average church now. We putting people in position through alignments. All right. Pastor Bora, Sun conjunct Jupiter. I'm here for a reason, family. All right. Shout out to the church members in the chat. Master Glam in the building. Butterfly Nocturne in the building. The fairy goddess in the building. All right. Gemini and Cancer. Ooh. What's that? Gemini, Sun, Cancer, Moon. Yeah, you be knowing how to throw people's minds in all different type of places to get to a comfortable state. If that's your alignment, Gemini, Sun, Cancer, Moon, boy, you know how to use communication to get things in your comfortable state. Relationship, business opportunity, and make it seem like you don't even care about it that much. Whatever it is you trying to persuade and influence into the relationship, environment, partnership, you know how to communicate it without making it seem like that's something you really want a part of it. And people just overlook it, like, yeah, we could do that. Cancer Moon, get what you want. All right, shout out to everybody. Upscale in the building. Remy's a Gemini and Papa's an Aquarius. Maybe she bored. Man, listen. I gotta see some more energies. because the Aquarius, even dealing with that long sense of commitment, shows how much he feels like this relationship matches that sense of, uniqueness, originality, understanding with the mind. For Aquarius to deal with that type of commitment, because she was locked up for how long? 7 years, and he stayed down with her. You feel me? Stayed down, married, a beautiful daughter. I believe. I believe it's just one child, right? I think Papoose had a daughter, and then they had a daughter, if I'm not mistaken. But I know they have a beautiful little girl. So it's like, for an Aquarius to be committed to you like that, I have to see more energies. But I definitely know off rip, if Pap is Aquarius sun, no, Pap not an Aquarius. Pap a Pisces. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, y'all. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, Papoose a Pisces. His birthday March 5th. I'll say that. I'm sitting there like, wait, huh? Huh? So you got the Pisces. Woo, there we go. Now that's making more sense. All right. Come on, y'all. I ain't the best astrologer in the world. Listen, I'm a student first. There's a lot of OGs out there. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. I want to drink water and talk at the same time. Excuse me. Let me get myself together. However, however, I be knowing a little something. That Aquarius sun was sounding off a little bit. I knew Papa was a Pisces. I just went into it. I kept talking. I'm like, hey, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. You got Aquarius sun to commit to you like that. Boy, oh boy, you is something magical. In their eyes, at least. In their eyes, at least. If you got any air sign, if you have any air sign holding you down while you doing a 7 year bid in jail, oh shit, you was magical today, ass. And you probably had to give him a little agreement. If Papoose was really an Aquarius, or is really an air sign on the outside holding down their partner on the inside, whoever's on the inside might have to give him a little leeway. Like, look, I love you, I understand. All right, this is really showing me a lot about this marriage, about this relationship. But you can go ahead and do your thing a little bit. Just be careful, please. You're gonna have to do that. If you got a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini holding you down on the outside, you might have to hit them with a little bit of that. Like, you could do your little thing, all right? Because come on now. I don't know. There's probably some other signs. 7 years is a lot. That might not even come down to zodiac signs anymore. Like, that just come down to spiritual connection there. But man, oh man, that if I think about any sign that's holding somebody down 7 years, is a Pisces. When Pisces' heart is in something and they feel like the other person's heart is in it, they ride into the wheels fall off. If Pisces' heart is 100% into something and their whole family think is a wrong decision, but the person they're dating, their heart is 100% into it, oh, Pisces is going to ride till the wheels fall off with that person. You better believe that one. All right, Shy 2222 in the building. Kiba Weeba in the building. All right. Gladys Leaf Lang in the building. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Wise music in the building. Can we astrology smoke and chill, boy? That's what we vibing on right now. You ain't gotta request it. We on that type time right now. Bree London in the building. Deacon from the hip in the building. Deacon from the hip in the building. All right. Shout outs to you, Deacon Mod Gang, Mod Gang. All right. We're going to go ahead and pass the collection plates on that right there for the first time in this stream. Let's go ahead. Like I said, I know we got a lot of congregation members may not be able to make it today, but we're doing a lot of schedules, and It's Virgo season, so schedules and routines that we used to in this church, things gonna be changing around here, guys. All right. A lot of spiritual warfare going on, so we got to make sure our infrastructure of our community and our church is solid. Okay. All right. Can I get an ashe? Shout outs to Deacon from the hip in the building. Remy don't appreciate Pat. Man, we gonna get into their sinistry. We's gonna get into that, if not tomorrow. From the she was in jail, he didn't go anywhere. I don't give a fuck how bored you think you are. My thing is, if somebody holds you down for 7 years while you outside of jail, it's one thing when you get out, and as soon as you get out, you realize like, yo, I want to experience something new, this, that, and the third. Like, I could understand that. I can understand any type of separation because I understand at the end of the day, we individual spirit. So this is why you have to have a certain sense of spiritual maturity going into relationships. Because if you could understand that people have their own life paths, then it'll help you understand how to divide time, manage time and separation and boundaries in relationships. But sometimes we don't really go into it with that concept. All right. There's a lot of us in this chat right now learning to love people from afar. We could talk about that. There's a lot of people in this chat right now know they still in love with somebody, know they'll love somebody forever. But they just know that's the part of your reality. You're not even trying to get over this person. Getting over this person for you is is being comfortable experiencing without this person. A lot of people's going through that. All right. Just want to keep on. Just want to get some more shout outs to some more church members in here. Master Glam. I don't care how bored I am. I'm gonna keep my man. I hear you, Oz music. Talk that talk. Tomato in the building. All right. Heavy on the board part. I'm a Gemini stellium and I can see it. Listen, man, if you can't keep a Gemini, I don't know what placement. Wait, what video I just posted yesterday? Was it Gemini? Yes, I just posted Gemini in the 11th house for Leo risings. And I was breaking down. This is why if you look at Leo suns, Leo risings, look at their social activity. It's so changeable. Look at Leo suns, Leo rising social activity. Look at your Leo sun, Leo rising. Once again, the video is Leo risings, Gemini in 11th house, but the rising sign is you're always going to see you're always going to see increments of the life path in the same life travels of the sun sign. All right. So this is why if I'm a Libra sun. If I start relating to a Libra rising, we're still going to have similarities, not just through our personal attributes and how we personally express ourselves, because the rising and the sun are the two placements that have a lot to do with how you express yourself in your appearance. However, when it comes into life paths, experiences in our life path, especially dealing with relationships, especially dealing with how we relate our thoughts to others in the world, certain ideologies, right? These are things that we're naturally going to have some of the same experiences with. All right. So when we look at the Leo sun, look at your Leo sun, Leo rising, mom or dad, Leo sun, Leo rising, aunt, uncle, cousin, best friend, ex-partner. Don't they know everybody in their mother? But they not committed to none of these groups, right? Got the Leo hustler and the Leo sun hustler, drug dealer. He got mad plugs. He don't stay committed to one plug. And he know how to get another plug when he loses access to his main plug. All right, y'all. So if you haven't, catch up with the Signs Through the Houses series. Is a lot to understand about your life path. The sun is where you heading, the moon is where you're coming from. The sun is your want, the moon is your needs. But your rising sign is your personality, your personal outlook through it all, the personal travels through it all. Okay, your sun and moon is just the tools being used through this journey, this personal journey. All right. Neoma in the building. All right, Scorpio sun goddess in the building. Threw you that wrench, queen. All right. Jasmine Hobson in the we congregation said we don't care about the time, Boro. We gonna make service. we know our duties to the Most High. We gonna be up in here. All right, church. All right, church. Excuse me. That's how y'all show up for the Lord. Cosmic Dreamer. Hey, hey boy, I'm late to astrology party, but I'm now looking forward to learning about astro. I was looking for a birth chart reading soon as well. Yes, yes. Sounds good. All right. Guys, I do have planetary aspects fundamental class on my website. All right. If you want to access that, y'all could go tap in over there. Bree Lunda's part of the Patreon gang. I got some content, to revamp the Patreon dropping around this weekend. I'm going to be talking about Jupiter going retrograde and a couple of other things over there. All right. Yeah. Like I said, we're going into Libra season with a head of steam. We're not playing around. Church is not playing around. Services 25/8, Monday through Sunday. All right. All right, guys. Let's get into it. So there's some people in here that was in here when we were let me get situated. Who's I know I seen Yolanda. All right. Let's go, congregation. What's going on, Yolandi? All right. So I know. No, this is Iman. Where you at, Jeezy? Okay, Jeezy. Where you at, Jeannie? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Okay. So like I said, last live stream they cut the lights off on the church. I don't know what happened. Literally don't know what happened. My camera kind of just blacked out. I restarted my laptop, y'all. I was going in and out. Some of y'all was thugging it out too. I think somebody commented, "Don't worry, y'all." Time out. Shout out to the church. Y'all be having mad faith. Like, I really fucks with y'all. Like, I think I did restarted the laptop, jumped back into the StreamYard studio, and somebody left a comment like, "Don't worry, y'all. He all right." I loved whoever intuitively picked up. I was saved though. I was still sanctified. All right. So all right. Let me make sure you're looking okay on the StreamYard. All right, guys. Afternoon service. Okay, Martian Empress in the building. All right. All right. Now, so I'm gonna hover through some of the things that we started off talking about them. All right, and just some important things I want to make sure we cap off once again. That live stream is not just about the synastry, but also just pointing out significant things with synastry, past life connections, twin flame indicators. All right. Now, boom. Let's start from the top, y'all. We're gonna start here. We're gonna get through this, and then we're gonna transition to Teyana and Iman. See what's going on their side of town. All right. Now, off rip. We always want to look at the luminaries. Those are the first things you need to be looking at in anybody chart. You meet somebody, this person gave me a little vibe. All right, what's up, little baby? What's your birth time? So when you go back home, do your homework. First thing I'm looking at is that sun and moon activity. Off rip. Why is Boro looking at sun and moon activity off rip? Because I know that once I understand your sun nature, I understand what you're paying attention to. I understand certain things that's you're attracting in your life that is motivating you to take action on and express yourself. So those are things that's really going to highlight your self-identity. So that already gives me an understanding of how not to get in the way of that. All right. And how my energies may naturally suppress or restrict getting in the way of your self-expression. And we don't want to do that in relationships, right? So I'm looking at that. Then I'm looking at that moon. Okay, what makes this person the most comfortable? What is something this person is a non-negotiable for this person? The sun will negotiate with you a little some. The moon, these are non-negotiables. Can only do so much to get somebody to alter their moon. All right. You ever been in a relationship with somebody, right? Family, y'all ever been in a relationship and you love this person. Y'all done built up so much history, this, that, and the third. then y'all went through some catastrophic shit, right? This person tries to do whatever to make up for that. More than they ever did. Apologize, this, that, and the third, more than they ever did. You accept it. But that time around, after that acceptance, no matter how positive their behavior, how changed their behavior was, you couldn't change your moon. You changed your sun. You changed your perception of what could be if I take this person back. Your perception was like, yo, I can't deal with this person. Look at this history. This is toxic. This, that, and the third. I feel emotionally drained. I know there's more to experience. I think I took what I got to take from this, and I got to move on and continue to learn from this. Yo, you can change your son's perception. But if this person changed their sun perception to allow this person back into their life, they're gonna realize they can't just change their moon. You can't just change how you feel about everything going on. All right, especially coming from a man perspective, fellas. You know how it is trying to get your shorty back, and you realize like, damn, it's really over. Like I know she let me. I know physically, verbally, she welcomed me back, but like things ain't the same. Sandwich ain't toasted. Laundry ain't folded. Damn, everything molded. So it's like the relationship done. She's gone. Her moon is done. Her moon is in this relationship. Her moon is gone. All right. It's vulnerable for somebody else to come and provide that moon, the comfort that you couldn't provide it. All right. And that's what you got to understand when you're talking about relationships. That's what you got to understand when you talk about relationship synastry. You have to look at the luminaries from the gate. Okay, sun in this house. All right, that's what they're here to do. That's what they're here to do. And when they get passionate about that, I got to kind of understand where they're coming from about that. All right, understand that. Life is already pushing them to do what they're doing in the house that their sun is in. So if there's something you're trying to include into their lives, and then there's some type of resistance towards it, or they're uncomfortable with it, or it's distracting a vision or some form of expression or potential they're working to, that's going to bring friction. But if you understand, yeah, their sun is in the 6th house, they're going to constantly be dealing with certain projects. Your time is constantly going to have to be managed in there. All right. It's going to be times where they may need to substitute, more time with their projects besides the relationship. It's going to be all different type of things you got to understand there. If I deal with somebody and they got their sun in the 9th house, I'm dealing with this chick. She got sun in the 9th house in Gemini. This is a Libra rising too. This is a Libra rising placement. What I look like telling her like, yo, listen, you messing with me, all them trips and everything. Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with you. You messing with me, you're not finna be going on mad girl trips. But anyways, I gotta just be aware about her sense of exploration. Okay, I have to be aware of that. And I have to be aware about how people in her life will intrigue her with opportunities to explore, adventure, new things. So even if she's trying to be in a space where she's locked in and experience more with me, I know what's coming her way. So I have to learn how to navigate that with her. All right. You feel me? And with all that being said, we could look at the luminaries from these perspectives, but you still got to understand, y'all going to have energies that support these things. Your partner may have this sun in the 6th house, and a lot of their time sometimes it has to be sacrificed for projects, things they're building and structuring, certain periods of space they need to reflect on their well-being, because we know the 6th house dealing with your nervous system well-being. So sometimes having a lot of planets in here, you could get a little overwhelmed just with any type of activity in your life and your nervous system. So you have to understand that about your partner. They got sun in the 6th house. Like, let me not try to throw too much in their perception to even overwhelm them already. Let them come to me in a more comfortable energy. Actually, let me be in a position where they could come to me and feel some sense of resolve. Right? They don't need to come here and feel like I'm something that they need to work on too, because they've been working on things their whole life. But let's say you're dealing with this, right? You're dealing with somebody got sun in the 6th house, this, that, and the third. If you may have a Venus, you feel me, sextile in that, trine in that. So in some type of shape or form, the things you already love, the things you already value, you be investing time into, make you feel good. You found ways to bring that wisdom, experience, some of them resources to support what their sun is doing there. So at the same time, yes, luminary is the most important, but then we got all this different type of activity going on. All right. So when we get deeper into the synastry and you start seeing what's supporting luminaries, this is what starts to get you to see, oh, this is how this person's supposed to help you on your life path in general. Right? If I know the moon is dealing with past life connections, or I know the sun is dealing with birthing new things, if you got certain things angling the sun, this person's supposed to help you birth this in your life. You got certain things angling the moon, y'all done connected from this before. You haven't connected in this energy before this experience, all right? So you always want to start at the luminaries. Okay, I digress. Let me Laurel stop talking, get back to the display. Now, so like we said, what was the most first question I asked y'all? What stands out to the chart about their charts right away when you look at it first glance? It's kind of similar, identical, with the moon being isolated in Aries and other planets hovering on the other side for the most part. Genie got some more planets on this like top horizon. Keep in mind, this is not their rising signs. There's no ascendant on these charts. They don't have their birth times, but we could do a whole lot without the birth time. All right. Now, so the moon's off rip, that's already going to bring a strong sense of compatibility with understanding each other's you feel me? It's already gonna bring a certain sense of understanding each other's emotional needs, and then because your emotional needs is the same emotional needs I have, we both have a natural pursuit to make sure we have this type of influence and this type of space between us that have all these things that our comfort zone needs in these things. What does an Aries moon need to be comfortable? They're gonna need their space, right? They're gonna need their space. They're not going to need you to throw heavy energy on them in any type of way because they deal with their emotions on their own. So sometimes you're going to really frustrate an Aries moon when they're trying to explain or display to you how they need to kind of deal with releasing in their own way, and you're kind of trying to be included in that all the time. If you're dating an Aries person, it's something you're going to have to understand. All right. if you if you're dealing with an Aries person, uh is extreme energy, because there's going to be times where they want to have the discussion about something when they want to have it at the same time. So it's like, yo, pick a side now. Pick a side. Last week you was feeling this, that, and the third. I said, all right, go ahead, go in the room. We had this conversation tomorrow. I'll let you do your thing. Now you so fired up, intentional about getting this, hashing this out. Now I'm saying, nah, this is too extreme. Let me get mine. And sometimes Aries don't want to hear that. So that's Mars losing its feel for Venus. It was like when it was fortunate for you. When it was fortunate for you, it was gravy. Okay, so this is a little back and forth they may both had being Aries moons, but this brings a lot of intensity and passion towards the connection in general, because Aries moons, they need lively feeling connections in their life. And then on top of that, they both have a lot going on in their life individually. The Aries moon is the lone wolf. All right. The Aries sun is going to attract the Aries sun is going to project energy as if they don't need nobody, as if they could be individual, in which they are individuals. But the Aries sun is going to be uh is going to attract situations where it's going to have to cooperate and deal with other people. The Aries moon attracts the lone wolf environment. It attracts the situations even when they're around a lot of people. It don't feel like they're around a lot of people. Their intentions could feel like they're not relatable. Their goals and passions can feel like they're not relatable. So when you bump into another Aries moon and y'all both relate to each other, it's such the same moon brings the understanding that, like, I'd never try to get in the way of your intentions, because I don't never want you to get in the way of my goddamn intentions. So is that natural understanding, or that understanding gets developed pretty quick. All right. So you got that from there. Now the thing is, right after we understand they got that going on, Jeannie's South Node is in what's the name? No, Jeezy's South Node is on Jeannie's moon. The Jeezys and the Jeezy, the G's. Y'all did too much with the G's. I'm gonna start calling Jeezy J Wayne. That's his gov. J Wayne and Jeezy. That's the Jesus killing. All right. Now, so we know they both got the Aries moon, but Jeezy got this. We can't really say stellium, but he got all this activity in Libra, right? He a sun in Libra. All right. So he already has this opposite energy within himself. His actions say relate, but his intentions is individual. So sometimes he can overdo it, use people to get his personal intentions, or sometimes he could overextend himself in relationships, and it makes his moon frustrated. That's what's always going to make an Aries moon frustrated, having a Libra sun. How you overextended yourself to do something that you should be doing on your own, instead of using how to understand how to balance out your relationships a little bit, understanding when to pick them and use them at the same time, relate to them, picking those pockets. It's the opposite energy, right? So you got the I am that's why people with this alignment, they could say the most impulsive, craziest shit a lot of the times. You feel me? But when they are allowing themselves to articulate themselves in a steady pace, they can have a real impact on how they connect to each other and relate. So you can have somebody like Cardi B that's kind of ignorant and just seems she just blurts out whatever. And you got somebody like T.I., all right, Aries moon, Libra sun, able to articulate himself, through a space of passion and intent, but it doesn't seem as domineering because it's you can see the logical display. So I bet you there's gonna them two have different energies with their sons, with that being said. But Jeezy is a Libra, so you're already dealing with that opposite energy in his life. So him meeting a Aries moon is only going to be more of a reflection of him to see this opposite energy within his life. How does he see this reflection of himself, of this opposite energy in this relationship, Boro? How? Just because she's an Aries moon? Because as an Aries moon, he wants to make sure he's following his self intentions, self passions, and goals to keep himself comfortable. But his Libra sun overextends himself. So when he connects to another Aries moon, and this person may have a way of imposing their intentions, his Aries sun might be a little too open to that. His Aries sun might, you feel me, like, okay, especially if they like the person, now is even more of a gateway for you to kind of mold things around, tell this Libra to do this, do that. Aries moon start bullying Libra a little bit, Aries in general, you know, and I think it's a little easier for Aries to bully Libra than Libra to bully Aries. Because Aries is gonna force it, Libra is gonna try to bully him logically. But it's only a matter of time till Aries start realizing, like, yo, stop playing these mind games with me. Be direct, Libra. I ain't doing all this air sign bullshit with you, all right? I ain't doing all this. Come correct, come direct. What is it? And then that's when you throw the pressure on the Libra. Libra might not know how to move right there. So I think Aries win that battle right there. But so yeah, when she comes and imposes her self-intentions to stand a third, his Libra sun gets triggered a lot. Now, Jeezy has the North Node in Libra with Pluto right there. What does that mean? He go through catastrophic situations in his life when he's too open with his Libra energy, or he doesn't, let's not say too open, when he doesn't conduct Libra energy the right way in his life, understanding when to detach a relationship, understanding when it's productive to, pour into the connection, the relationship, this, that, and the third, understanding when this is a proper space to lead with your ideology about something, or this is a space you're being opposing with it, right? So North Node and Libra has to learn these things. You have to learn different functions, different circumstances with relating and keeping the balance, understanding when you getting taken advantage of, understanding when you creating bad karma, taking advantage of others, all that balance level, that equilibrium, that seventh house Ma'a energy. You got to understand how to build experience with that, with the North Node in Libra. He got Pluto there. So once again, when he's not applying that relationship energy, that balance energy in the proper way, in spaces that he should know better, in places that he knows better how to conduct Libra energy, and he doesn't, you got Pluto there right next to the North Node. That could create a lot of chaos. Libra rules marriages, contracts, agreements. These placements he could easily get fucked with contracts. If he didn't have the success he had musically, he probably could have got into a whole lot of different type of debts, this, that, and the third. But his talent was able to, it could have got ugly. But he got the sun there. So what did we also say in a previous live stream? When you have the North Node in the same sign as your sun, it shows this energy is heavily unfulfilled. So you got to build courage with your son for real in this lifetime. So, him embracing, relating, or him embracing, understanding how to impose himself in certain relationships in the right way and not letting his moon be too domineering. That's just is real hard. It's real challenging, especially when you're an Aries moon and you attract a lot of people that can be domineering or possessive or whatnot. It gets tough there. So uh with all that being said, his South Node being in the same sign with Jeannie there, with the moon there, she brings this out more in the relationship. This opposite energy within himself, she brings it out more, and it probably is very frustrating when it's somebody you love that's doing it, and it's not just like another type of 11th house relationship, this, that, and the third. Even though it's still frustrating dealing with your income involved, but it's more frustrating because now your emotions is involved. This, that, and the third is somebody you want to work it out with. Now, the South Node being in Aries, Jeezy having the South Node in Aries, and Jeannie having the moon there, that is indicating some past life influence, especially when she mentioned how, you know, Jeezy, no man never challenged her the way Jeezy did. When you have people start saying shit like that and you already seen past life influences, you already know, boom. Th- Once again, correction, challenge. Y'all want twin flames? Y'all want soulmates? Then all I'm hearing is y'all want correction. Y'all want y'all want to be challenged to be a better person. That's what you're saying when you say you want these relationships. All right. So I think that's we could fantasize and dive into all this beautiful imagery about these type of relationships, but that's what these relationships are. Sure, soul mate, y'all divided from the same soul body. So as soon as we get into this, as soon as we get into this existence, we get indoctrinated with so many different things. Our parents, our families that we incarnated in is different, even though we spiritually connected. So when you meet your soulmate, if it's a past life connection, you feel me? This person is doing their best to get you back to source. AKA, this person may express a lot about how you're attached to certain things. Some of us been in some toxic situations, had some like past life connections that we, reignited in this experience, and it turned toxic, turned into a tie. But even in the midst of that, in the most heated moments, your partner probably said the shit that nobody never said to you, and it's probably still some of the same shit you remember. Like, damn, that one night when we got into that crazy ass fight, and they said that to me. For some reason, that shit don't leave right there. For some reason, it was toxic and all of that. But listen, your mates is coming here to get you right. So it's a beautiful thing when you're open to being corrected and you meet your mate. It's a beautiful thing open to being corrected and just meeting somebody that you relate to in general, right? It don't have to be this whole super divine spiritual connection for you to have a harmonious relationship. Not at all. It take a little bit of compatibility in the chart and intention. Some people squared and frictioned up, and they tight. They fighting for each other. They kill you over their husband or their wife. You look at their chart, you like, how does this work? All these squares, they sun square and the moon, Venus square, and this, that, and the third. Yeah, because when they met, not only was they probably in spaces where they were able to be corrected by others, it's a lot of squares and oppositions when you have so much to teach each other. So if you come in and you guys are teaching each other, right? You don't even be knowing how much your partner got to teach you. But if you come into the relationship open to being taught, that just creates more of a connection, especially when you start seeing the things that you're reflecting off of each other, is helping each other to grow, helping the relationship to grow. Listen, man, there's levels to this relationship shit. There's level to all this soulmate, twin flame, past life, all of that. There's levels to that. To this day, there's a lot of us in this chat right now that have had some dynamic relationships and they've changed our character since then, changed our entire outlook of how we look at relationships over time. Does that happen with every single person you date? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Listen, Akira, Erica, just listen. Pass the collection. Listen, pass the collection plates. Let me go ahead and get a little bit more of this burning bush. Let me get a little bit more of this burning bush. Okay? Your mama loved you, right? Didn't she have some correction for that ass? Your pappy love you, right? Didn't he have some correction for that ass? Pass the collection plates if you understand what Pastor saying up here. We a small church, but we on the big things. Small church, but the word big. All right? I say hallelujah. Start getting a brother speaking in tongues. Shout out to the moon and Sagittarius. Get a brother fired up. All All right. Can't have no Libra up here talking about loving and not get real. It got to get real. Okay. Bel Papillon in the building. All right. Bel Papillon. What you talking about, fairy goddess? Not me thinking about you talking about the actual. What you trying to say? Hold on. Excuse me. No, it's okay, Pastor Deacon. It's okay, Deacon Edwards. It's all right. I got this one. Hold on, fairy great. Excuse me, fairy goddess. I know when you walked in this church, the first thing you heard Pastor Boro says, come as you are. All right. So I'm not really understanding this rebuking frequency vibration you sending me right now. All right. What you trying to say? I'm caught up in my 12th house? You trying to say I'm caught up in my Neptune? All right. I don't want to take that as disrespect now, fairy goddess, because you've been such a committed, supportive member now. So I'm starting to think, do you know if this is reality or not? Do you need to talk to somebody? All right. Because we in reality. I don't know where you at. Yeah, y'all know I love y'all, man. Y'all crazy. Okay. So, but seriously, y'all, I just need a drill in our heads. Guys, you look at the age we live in. Everything that's divine is watered down to some type of mainstream surface level projection in so many different ways. So it's great that consciousness and spirituality is spreading through different, vessels and platforms nowadays. But guys, like, sometimes you got to get back to the essence of what parts of spirituality ain't so peachy and sweet, but are needed to help us grow. All right. I want everybody in here to experience some type of harmonious connection in their life. But on the other side of something being so harmonious in a relationship is going to deal with some type of learning. All right. It's going to deal with some type of learning. Okay. Shout out to Sister Bel Papillon with the Cash App for the church pastor collection plates. What's going on with y'all today? I thought this service was going to be a small service. Y'all are showing out. Y'all said to hell with the Matrix, to the sky with some saving. I hope one of y'all at work in the bathroom right now. That would say a lot to Pastor. You just in the bathroom like, man, it's 2:41. I'm about to get out in 20 minutes anyway. Let me go in the bathroom, catch this service. That's real commitment right there, y'all. All right. Those things don't go unnoticed in this church at all. At all. Okay. Accidentally clicked on this live. Happy to be here though. That was an accident. God sent you here. We back to the synastry. We recapping JEEZY and JEANNIE. All right. Recapping JEEZY and JEANNIE. And we get into Iman and my gosh, getting into Shump and Teyana. All right. So JEANNIE's moon. JEANNIE's back to the G's. The G's. I'm telling you, they really going crazy in my head right now. JEEZY South Node on JEANNIE's moon. All right. So that's already showing us some past life connection here. So it's not just a regular Aries to Aries connection. Your node is on my moon. So it's on a real deeper level how much you understand the things I got going on individually in my life. Like I said, you can see the Aries moonness in their lives. They both had their own thing going on coming into this relationship. Why is it a big thing about their relationship? Because they're both somebody. Like whether whoever got more money, whoever got the bigger status, is not just JEEZY and his girlfriend, it's JEEZY and JEANNIE. So, their individuality is already established in some type of shape or form, especially with JEANNIE's ruler, Mars, the ruler of her moon being next to her sun. So who she really is inside is it's seen on her sun. She can't hide what she expresses. That's another thing with this type of placement, right? You got the ruler of your moon sign, Mars, she Aries moon, and it's conjunct your sun. So she's constantly projecting how she feels inside. All right. And you got that going on. Now that becomes an issue because from a luminary perspective, JEANNIE's luminaries is kicking JEEZY's luminaries ass. All right. His sun in Libra. So she's an Aries moon. That's opposite his sun. Once again, just reflecting more of the inner battle he's dealing with inside being an Aries moon, right? So she could either turn that battle up some more or be such a sense of resolve to help him deal with that inner sense, right? Of finding balance. Not so much balance, but understanding why he has such a strong intention and it may play out as a factor in his relationship life. But all that Capricorn energy, Sun and Mars in Capricorn, squaring, it's not squaring by degree, but by signs of squaring Jeezy's Pluto and all of that going on in Libra. Now, once again, we spoke about Mars conjunct Sun. You have this sense of, aggression and passion when this person is trying to be proactive, what they want to take action on. They doing that shit with some strong intent. All right. They're locked into their vision. This is hard to change these people's visions, but they get a lot done because when they see it, they get after it. That's how their vitality, the body is set up. These people low-key don't even be needing a lot of rest sometimes. You be thinking like, yo, is my mom's good? My cousin's good? They just slept this long going back to work. Now they got Sun conjunct Mars. Don't worry, they all right. I'll tell you right now, you got Aries Sun is the exaltation of the sun. This is the exaltation of the sun. The sun is your body. So if your sun is exalted, your vitality very high. So just look at Aries, like they don't slow up. They competitively, if you're dealing with Aries and anything competitively, sometimes Aries can dominate with things dealing with competition so much. If it's something dealing with duration, they can dominate there because they're not gonna quit before you. If it's a competition, somebody gotta quit. Aries excel here. They not trying to quit before you. You know how prideful they are already, in combination with the sense of vitality and durability. A lot of Aries Suns be sustaining certain injuries, and that my Libra ass would be in a coma. Like this. What's up, y'all? Yeah, we're gonna have church from St. Catherine's Hospital today. What's that? Some grape juice? All right. That's good. Thank you, nurse. Anyways, as a Libra sun, my body debilitated. I can't take a hit the way Aries sun can take a hit. My Capricorn rising make up for it. Is a little sturdy, but Libra suns, we've got flaky bodies. We get cut easy. We get a little blemish. That shit make a huge mark on our face and shit. Aries know how to take a hit. When it comes to certain competitions, if I see they got Aries energy, I'm gonna think about how much I really care about this competition. I'm gonna tell you right now, let's come by. I got a lot of Mars energy, so I just know how Aries suns roll. They're not gonna quit before you. Yeah, I know that thing with Will Smith talking about. You got something as bad as like, uh, 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 what's the analogy he used? Something with a treadmill. Oh, something about a treadmill not getting off a treadmill or some shit like that. Running for your life. He made some type of analogy. It was dealing with quitting or something. I was like, yeah, it was Aries. They're not gonna quit. Like Aries can't go back to the block and be like, I quit. They barely want to say they lost. Talk about they gave up, they quit. Somebody made them quit. Aries get fired, go home, be like, what happened? Be like, I quit that shit. Aries, I know there's some Aries in the chat right now. Did that shit before. Your ass done got fired like a motherfucker. The niggas ask you, yo, it's good, bro. You come back to the block mad early and shit. Like, man, you know what? I've been thinking about the shit y'all niggas say. I'm tired of that shit, man. I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. I walked in that shit. Somebody talked to me crazy. I had to get the fuck up out of there, bro. Like, all right, Aries, all right, I see you. You do what you want. All right, you do your own thing. Hey, motherfucking Capricorn manager got your ass up out of there, Aries, son. Stop lying. That Virgo moon boss was tired of your shit. You try to do everything your own way in that shit. You came in late the day you got fired. Talking about what's the problem? I'm here now. You know what? Just get your stuff out the locker. I'm not even gonna make this a big thing with your Aries. Just you done. Just get your stuff out the locker. All right. Please make your exit cool, because ain't nothing about you here has been cool. Can the exit at least be cool? Your entrance was hot. Since you've been here, it's been hot. Can you at least make the exit somewhat cool? Please. Aries sun, Aries moon. Okay. So when I'm reading tabloids and Jeezy talk about this motherfucking relationship was suffocating me, I said, ooh, you wasn't liking how your reflection of your inner self with your Aries moon battle was coming out with her. A lot of the times Jeezy was being too domineering with his Aries moon over other people. He started probably feeling like this is his karma. Like she trying to thug me over everything. Then the Sun Mars conjunction in Capricorn, it'd be strategy to the shit. It's like sophisticated bossing. Sophisticated bossing. So she not telling you no, you not going to that vacation, this, that, and the third. She telling you, I don't think that's a good idea for you to go on a vacation. We got this coming up next week. There's bills to pay. We want to hold on to this budget and get things done. So you going out to that vacation with your fellas is showing me you're not really committed to what we got going on. That's the only way I could see it. She hit you with some shit like that. Some sophisticated bossing. Capricorn Sun, Mars conjunct Sun in Capricorn. Jeezy a Libra. He logical. Once she hit him with that shit, y'all at the airport already? Yeah, yeah. You know, this shit is, bro. My calendar, bro, stuffed. I think if I go on this trip, it's just going. Everything will get overwhelming for me. Yo, bro, we've been planning this trip for 6 months. I know, bro, but yeah, I just gotta cancel on y'all. Wait, hold on. Oh man, I even know the camera went out. Damn. I was in the theater just now. That's how Jeezy. I don't know if y'all can still hear. Y'all was able to hear me. It looked like my mic was Gucci. That's Jeezy on the phone talking to the homies. Genie in the back like this. Y'all know the meme, the white kid meme. When you give your kids Christmas, Genie in the background like. Yep. Stick to the budget, babe. It's okay. It'll pay off. It's funny, but I'm telling y'all. All right, whatever. Let's go back to the energies. Okay, so we got that all the luminary energy out the way. Now, boom. Now, mind you, with this whole node thing going on, the whole Aries Sun, Aries Libra connection between them being lit up, with the nodes coming, it was a matter of time. The challenges they've had with these nodes, certain power and control issues over Jeezy's actions, Genie's Capricorn energies being somewhat of an enforcer on Jeezy's Libra Sun energies, right? Once again, he got the North Node and the Sun there. He's heavily unfulfilled with Libra energy. Once again, Pluto is in between his North Node and the Sun there. So not only is he heavily unfulfilled, he has little leeway when he makes bad decisions, bad judgment calls with relationships. He deals with deep transformation, which we're going to conclude this with potential of how this could turn into a deep transformative situation in his life. But yeah, then you got the best defense Jeezy had with his Libra Sun. I ain't gonna lie, the Moon and the Cap energy is kicking his ass, but he a Libra Sun, so he could use some of that. He could use some of that right here. Pluto ain't too far away, so when Pluto next to your Sun in the air sign, you're gonna be good with this, and you can even turn into a really good manipulator with this. So I see him working with that right there. But the node is like, she may have took that away from him at times. That one right there. Because his node, he may not have been that confident to use that one right there with her ass. Yeah, it's just so easy. I was thinking these things, imagining some of their their disputes and whatnot in my head, kind of before I looked at energies, like damn, this, that. But when I read he said he was suffocated, I swear all this shit that I'm talking about just came to life. Like, yeah, I see these type of disputes. I know Libra energy. Like, I know if I any energy, I know Libra Aries energy. He's getting bullied, bro. He's getting bullied. What else would make him say I felt suffocated? And then she also admitted she got a temper. What else? What other type of interactions they could have for them to both express this to us? The person getting their ass kicked is the one that say they suffocated, not the one doing the ass kicking. All right, just bring clarity. If anybody confused about that right there, okay. If we watch Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier go toe to toe, okay, and whoever comes out saying I felt suffocated, it's most likely the other one got their shit off that fight. All right. So Jeannie wasn't fucking around with him, but this was part of what was challenging her. We could show this was a strong spiritual connection because it brought that level of challenge. Once again, her admitting that she never been challenged like this before in her past relationships. And it looked like she acknowledged in that clip we had played. I'm not gonna play it now, but that clip I played when she was telling her friend in the interview, she don't like self-aware people. Y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all caught me laughing at that part. That's how the clip started. She was like, I really can't stand uh people that are not self-aware. I was like, man, you got the nerve. And then went on to admit how she has issues with her temper. So I was like, okay. It's like, okay, shout outs to you for on my camera, Gucci. Yeah. Shout outs to you for keeping that a rack. I give her credit for that. But how aware were you if these were surely the things that may have been detrimental to your marriage? How much that doesn't that make it worse to y'all family if you're aware of the issue? You know? But anyways, so we got that going on. Boom. Now, Jeannie's son trines Jeezy's Venus. This is a huge reason why they, connected on a deep level, right? Jeezy got Venus in Virgo. Now that's already a detriment. Their Venus is both debilitated, right? She got Venus in Scorpio. He got Venus in Virgo. So with his Venus in Virgo and her sun and her Mars harmonizing with that, as far as what they've built in their life, Jeannie seen connecting with Jeezy and his ability to use his resources as well, Earth, to get the support of the resources he has as well. It would be such a great reflection, a great combination to what she done built and structured in her life and how she could continue to transform over time using his resources. Jeezy is the Venus person, so he's naturally going to be the support person. He's going to be the support person and want to support Jeannie's transformations, aka her life path. What did we say in the beginning of the last stream? Sun, awareness. If you aware of your partner's sun, you're aware of their life path. You aware the sign in the houses and you're aware of the things that they need to pay attention to. So if his Venus is a support for that, it wasn't nothing. Jeezy's so selfless. Now, mind you, they're both rich, even though Jeezy's like worth around 15 million. She's worth like around 4 or 5 million, something like that. So they're both wealthy as hell. But it's like overall, he comes into that space with that type of I don't want to say with the guard down, but he comes into that giving space with this type of alignment. Once again, we have to harp on how determined Jeannie is in this life path, dealing with structure, stability, notoriety, prestige with Sun, Mars, and Cap. She has a jacked up, exalted Mars with her Sun and Cap. So that was more of a plus for her, and that was something Jeezy could do effortlessly. But it also shows that because it's the sun harmonizing with a planet, with one of Jeezy's planets, is showing that this is something Jeannie is able to see vividly in Jeezy. So the fact that she has the sun and Mars harmonizing with the Venus, it's really more so the sun. The Mars is 10 degrees away, but we could throw Mars into the party. And it shows that Jeannie is attentive towards Jeezy's love language. What is the love language of somebody with Venus in Virgo? They need some sense of practicality and order in their relationship. They need some sense of practicality, order. They need to see their partner be attentive to some form of detail, makes them feel stable in the relationship. Venus and Virgos can't they one thing they can't do in a relationship is a chaotic any sense of a chaotic vibe. Not even chaotic. Who wants a chaotic vibe? Too much spontaneity, too much of it, ain't too good. And spontaneous energy from the perspective of like we don't have no format though. There's one thing if we have a format to this relationship and we jump out the box, we do what we do, we live a little bit. That's cool, but we more spontaneous than format. That's not good for Venus in Virgo. So with Jeannie's Sun and Mars paying attention to that, it shows, I'm willing to make transformations to support this. But you do it harmoniously because they're both on Earth. This is a trine. You do it harmoniously. So she may have expressed how she's willing to make certain changes. Why do I say changes? Because Mars is there. Mars is the transformation aspect to it. If it was just the sun hitting Jeezy's Venus, is like, okay, I pay attention to your love language. I'm proactive about it. And because it's Earth, I'm willing to be settled as stable as possible, help build around it, help you do whatever type of construction work for your love language, right? Earth, building things, helping you tear things down at times, making practical moves. I'm able to see that's how you like to be loved, and I'm willing to be attentive and take action towards that. But she got Mars in the mix too, so it's like, damn. Sometimes she expresses it like she's passionate about doing it. She's gonna have she's gonna express that. She's gonna express that, but we see there's other energies at play. With how them energies is hitting his son. So that energy is significant because that may have been part of not only what brought them together, but part of what Jeezy was holding on to. This is part of the reason why I probably got to the suffocating point, because it's like, yo, I'm this type of alignment makes it known that your partner is aware of the things that's unsettling to you emotionally when it comes into how you want to be loved, how you want to deal with connecting and relating. Your son is harmonizing with my Venus. You ain't blind to it. You ain't blind to it. All right. So that right there, and how she expresses things, right? You got Mars next to it, is passionate, may have did things here and there, real tangible things to show it, is Earth. So that's what we got going on with that. Now, opposite Mars, guys. Opposite Mars. Jeezy's a Mars in Cancer. Okay. Jeezy is a Mars in Cancer. Jeannie is a I just every time I ever go back to Jeannie's sun in Mars and Capricorn, I just laugh because I just think about, like, Capricorn energy got to go get it. So I just see her like, man, who Jeezy? I gotta go get mine. I'll get another nigga like. I got business ventures going on. Like, this is just good publicity. Everybody talk about my divorce. This is all publicity, good publicity. Capricorn energy, notoriety, prestige, 10th house. All I'm in the tabs. Fuck it. It's cold as ice. But Jeezy's a Mars in Cancer. Jeannie is a Mars in Capricorn with the sun in the mix. All right. If you know anything about Mars and Cancer people, all right, they're pretty devoted towards the emotional connections they make in their life, but they can be very vulnerable making them. So they're vulnerable making them, but once they locked into them, once the connection is made, they're locked into it. And there's a sense of devotion and intention about upholding that. But when these people experience connections that they've passed the vulnerability stage, develop the connection, and then it ends up going left, they could hold a lot of resentment for these things. A lot of this can stem in the home environment with it being in Cancer. So Mars in Cancer, Mars in the fourth house people may not have the best relationship with the mother or father, family. This is another placement that could debilitate the home environment in some type of shape or form. It doesn't have to come to the extent of being a super debilitated relationship, but if you most likely deal with a Mars in Cancer, Mars in fourth house person, 9 out of 10 times they're gonna tell you, like, me and my father never really got along. Me and my mom never really got along. This, that, and the third. It's gonna be tension in the household, be some power control issues in the household. So you have this passion towards emotional connections, but you got this extreme sense of vulnerability and sensitivity with the experiences of the connection. It's such a crazy dynamic here. And the most important thing for these people with this placement to understand that, when you get out of these situations, you don't have to hold victim energy. You can take from the experience. And when you get out of these placements, like, you don't have to hold these situations that heavy to the point you feel like the next connection has to deal with so much vulnerability going into it. You can experience connections in your life where, you meet somebody and this person's energy and influence for some reason made such a welcoming environment for you at the connection. Didn't have that sense of vulnerability. That's also when something is really dope too from the beginning. You already had situations dealing with vulnerability. You a man, but you shy. You shy approaching women. This, that, and the third. But for some reason, you connected with somebody, and all those natural things you're thinking about, the attributes that play a part with you in this world of dating, all those things didn't play no factor with this person. Those is important dynamics with relationships when they start like that. The start of relationships be a lot, y'all. The start of relationships be a lot. Genie won that Aries meet, that Warrior D. Man, do I got the clip? Hold on. Do I got the clip? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Cause I think I got some clips to play. and uh
Well, for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why Nikolai wants to know, well, okay, well, what's going to happen to Jeezy?
Jeannie not fucking around. What I said, only Sun and Mars go say this shit on the TV broadcast national. They gonna bring this type of shit to your show, Sun and Mars. I'm gonna let the world know what type of meat I like. All right, that's what type time she on. That's what type time she's on. Okay, she ain't playing. Well, I can't.
Well, for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why
She had all the sisters in there, like, girl. Hold on, it's all sisters over there. It's all sisters over there. When she said that shit.
I want to know, well, okay, well, what's going to happen to Jeezy? Let's say his prenup gets thrown out. What's he looking at? Well, for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean.
All sisters in there. They're like, oh shit. Goddamn, Jeannie, we told your ass we told you when you got to the show, you invited to the cookout, girl. Relax. All right. We told you that already. Calm down. You got one already. Okay, you got one of ours. All right. This girl acting like she never, this her first time or something. Yo, Jeannie not playing. Hold on, y'all. I gotta fill up the blood of Christ. Nah, my son Jeezy brought her to the dark side. Hey man, you know what they say? Once you get a Libra, you never go back. Don't nobody say that, but we saying that shit today. Jeezy repping for the gang. You see how we do. Jeezy represent me in this situation. I'll let him represent me in this situation. I'm welcoming all ethnicities. All right. I'm welcoming them all. All right. I ain't gonna lie. If your lineage deals with the Caucasus Mountains, we gonna have to go through some things, some little couple interviews, extra interviews for you. But at the end of the day, I'm welcoming all spirits here. All right. Jeezy got the little, I don't know, little Vietnamese, Cambodian mix. All right, bro. We can't help it, y'all. We can't help it. This is a Libra thing, man. We can't help it. Mess with a Libra, you start talking about meat on national televised. You feel me? That's the type of time. That's what happens when you fuck with a Libra. That's what happens when you fuck with gang. All right. Right, like her coworker, all of them, like, what you talking about? Like, I know the sisters in here looking at her like, girl, shut up. You're a clown. Like, I know that's how all the sisters was in there. If there was a Becky in there, that would have been a little different. And even Becky would in the back, like, she got a point. Becky would have threw a little more extra seasoning in that shit. Like, what, sisters? Jeannie making a great point. The dark meat. Hey, yo, let me chill. Boy, you two find a way to say I'm on some bullshit right now. I'm sorry. When you go back to your stream, look at go to 1 minute, go to 1 hour and 2 minutes, down to 1 hour and 8 minutes. That whole segment was a bunch of racial profiling. I'm sorry. We got to dead this partnership with you, boy, like Libra. Take your ass somewhere else. With all your consciousness boo-hoo. Who cares about all that? Who cares about all that conscious stuff? You guys actually make it fucking the YouTube algorithm up. We actually don't want you guys on the motherfucking algorithm. All right. Damn, this Libra talk is true. I can't stay away always from them as a Gemini. Listen, I'm not. Listen, man. I got Libra homies. I be having a counsel. I be having to help them with their power. I got a bunch of Libra homies. I'm like, yo, bro, you too old to be sticking and moving right now. You gotta learn how to stick and plant a little bit. All right. When back in our younger Libran days, we was sticking and moving. All right. We older now. We side on return, but you gotta stick plant. You could move, but you gotta plant for a little bit before you move. All right. If that went over your head, then I guess you probably don't got air placement. I don't know. You gotta catch up. All right, fellas. All my Aquariuses. If I got any fellas in the building, huge air placements. All right. Strong fire. A fucked up Venus. We be sticking and moving a little too much. We gotta pay attention to Cancer sometimes. Cancer be knowing how to get settled in some shit. All right. Settle Cancer. The Cancer bro know how to get settled. We start looking at their ass a little bit. Capricorn know how to have the John at the crib just waiting there. He gonna be at work, but at least when he get back, he know what he coming back to. But Capricorn gonna have a work wife too, so it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I could go for something like that. But anyways, you gotta start looking at these people. All right, too much sticking and moving in 2023. We gotta stick and plant, fellas. Stick and plant. Okay, need some foundation in our lives. All right, back to the business. Oh man. All right, so we good? No, we not good. I feel like retrograde energies is still in the air or something, man. Like, what's up? Like, why they bothering me? Like, where my damn? There we go. Come on, man. Let me get my church. Come on, I got people, congregation waiting for me right now. Come on. All right. So, opposite Mars. So you break that down with JEEZY Mars, but once again, we go back to Jeannie's Mars and Sun in Capricorn. And listen, now we get a little dog fight here. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, this placement. This is probably another one of them placements that kept them together a little longer than this is one of the placements that had her ass talking about what the fuck she was just talking about in front of the sisters. All right. This placement had you talking about the box or the meat or whatever it is on national television. Mars opposite Mars, Mars square of Mars. Some of y'all been in a situation you couldn't get away from the person. That's the only reason you was coming back. All right. We being YouTube friendly. That's the only reason you was coming back. We know what we talking about. But this person was no good. This person was no good. This is not the person you would want to see be the father or mother of your child. But that Mars opposite, that Mars square, you said to hell with that. We might just have to bring a child into this. We just might have to fuck around and just bring it in with this. Fuck it. I'm willing to take the karma on. Mars opposite Mars make you do that crazy shit right there. All right. So it's the friction. We already know what type of Mars energy Mars dealing with. So you get that opposite, that square in synastry. You know, ain't gonna be no problems in that department for the most part. All right. At the same time, probably why certain things. I could see that being the attraction and the level of intimacy they built, also overriding a lot of issues at times, not taking care of issues at the moment. Like, Jeannie got that goddamn Venus and Scorpio and Uranus and Scorpio. She's jumping into birthday suits. She jumping off the ceiling. We skinny dipping. We both rich. We doing it in the top of the Mount Everest. You got Venus and Scorpio. Venus. Aries moon, Venus and Scorpio with a blemish of that Uranus and Scorpio generation. GD hopping into all type of birthday suits for this man. And Libra men, we ain't denying nothing. Bring it on. What's up? Be bringing the suits. All right. What you want? I got this Catwoman one. All right. I got this like spiritual guru. Like this, like give me like a little Princess Jasmine vibe right here. You fucking with this right here? All right. This is what we gonna do. All right. So I got play scenes for both. So if you want to do the Princess Jasmine joy, I got some tarot cards. I'm gonna walk in the room. You're gonna have the cards laid out. All right. You're gonna do a little tarot reading for me. All right. It's gonna be a twin flame reading. So GD she's jumping in all of that. She going crazy for boy. So there's intimacy They ain't had no problems in the intimacy department, in the attraction department, but the power and controlling department, yeah, it was a list of those. It was a list of issues there. Okay, Mars opposite Mars, boy, I'm passionate about this connection. Feel me? And I need this is Jeezy, Mars and Cancer. I'm passionate about this connection, and at the same time, I'm intentional about it, about how I want to keep it connected. But what is it opposing? My path, my path. Sun and Mars in Capricorn, where I'm heading. So sometimes these duties of what we got going on with our connection be kind of distracting. Part of the reason I seen the potential in this relationship. Like, I want to build. You trying to slow up a little too much. That could have been a factor there. Mind you, Jeannie's doing her talk show stuff. Jeezy's like, these are like retired, wealthy ass artists. So it's like he's probably just doing different ventures in his life. This, that, and the third. He's really played behind the scenes. You don't really see Jeezy in the tabs really with anything. So it's like he may be in them stages that in his life as a man. And Jeannie, listen, this is Sun and Mars and Capricorn. You only get shit get sweeter over time. It's like, all right, now you talking about I didn't gave you the baby. I didn't want to give my last nigga the baby. That's why we divorced. All right. That's the reason it's in the public and everything. I didn't want to give that nigga the baby. All right. Because I didn't see what I see in you in him. Reddy says she don't respect that nigga. So now, she's being challenged. All these different things she's never had to do. Jeezy's natural energies challenge it, and we get down to this Mars opposite. We done broke down her conjunction how many times, her sun conjunction, how that plays a factor so much because of how it's hitting Jeezy's luminaries. But when you get into that opposite Mars shit, Jeezy's a Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter and Cancer people, these are some of the most intuitive people when it comes into dealing with the subconscious. But a lot of these people have learned how to develop a lot of wisdom, understanding other people's subconscious, understanding what somebody needs subconsciously to heal, understanding what this person needs to feel stable. They develop a lot of that through certain situations in the home environment that may have got overwhelming at times, extreme situations in the home environment at times. So they just brought a lot of consciousness here dealing with the home resolve. A lot of Jupiter and Cancer generation people are a huge sense of resolve and stability for their home environment. All right. Bring a sense of you ever watch them documentaries of a celebrity and then the mom be talking like, yeah, I had 5 boys, but I just knew when young Jeezy was born, he had that special light, and it's just everything about him just lit up the whole place. People from the neighborhood used to come and say, young Jeezy, and just from there I knew. that's my that's my Georgia old lady. That's my old Southern Georgia lady impersonation. They used to just come and be like, Jay Wayne, God damn, how long was I frozen for? That's really crazy. Y'all happy? 6 to 8 minutes? God damn. All right, yeah, hold on. Quick intermission, collection plates. Quick intermission, y'all. This church is crazy, y'all. I'm telling you, like, this is the life of Saturn in the first house. Y'all seeing it live and direct. Personal aspirations be getting cut short all the time, man. All right. But listen, we got the faith of the Lord here. We finna persevere. It is what it is. Okay. They're gonna have to wait till I'm transitioned out of this mother flipping experience to cut me off. That's the only way y'all cutting me off. I don't care how much overtime shifts the devil take. All right. We back on it. Right. My camera, the feds. My camera is the feds. All right, y'all. I think I know what I'm gonna do. All right, y'all. Let's not make this too drawn out because that's the reason I wanted to recap this in the first place. So yeah, man, that opposite Mars is a mother flipper right there. It's a mother flipper. I'm telling y'all. You know, if more details come out about their separation, if Jeannie, and Jeannie's probably gonna be the more expressive one, but if she starts saying anything about inconsolable difference with career paths, we know we said that here. If it's anything about Jeezy wanting to be more settled and me having to struggle dealing with rejecting new opportunities, we said this here. We said it here already. All right. So opposite Mars, extreme high levels of sexual attraction, but emotional disasters and transformations. Why does it create emotional disasters and transformations? Because this is the ruler of their moon sign. So the rulers of their moon sign are at opposition. So yes, we share the compatibility of understanding our passions and intentions, but her ruler is already leaning on a lot of those passions and intentions, dealing with building and structuring and stabilizing things, a lot of 10th house energy, a lot of his, natural intentions that make him feel comfortable are going to lean more to the things that are close to home, that are private, the things that he wants to expand from his home environment. Jupiter and Cancer usually wants to expand from the home environment they came out of in some type of shape or form. You hear people say shit with them strong Jupiter Cancer placements. Yeah, I always wanted a family, but I want to be a better example than my father, my mother, this, that. Oh yeah, you get a lot of those with them. So that is a huge thing right there. Now, Mars and Uranus trine. All right. So Jeannie got that Jeezy got that Mars in Cancer, and is trining his Uranus. So that's part of why he was able to create a lot of transformation in his life about the things he had deep passions about, and he's able to gain from it. Scorpio got other people resources. So whether it's things that he's was intentional about and got him to first record deals, first big contracts, this, that, and the third, you could gain a lot of that when you got nice things angling you from the Scorpio and Uranus generation. You're gonna be able to pull on a lot of people's different resources. They both have in different ways, especially with her Venus being a Scorpio. We're gonna dive deeper into that at the end of this. But that is a really nice placement. Mars and Cancer harmonizing with her, both of their Uranuses, her Uranus, and what's her name? Together we attract other people's money. Together, we build notoriety from each other that we can use to transform things. Together, we attract resources that could bring transformation towards us and help us become more stable. So they did have a lot of things online when it comes into business, certain deals, certain things they're going to divide, resources, how they go about them things. They were able to find a lot of stability or understanding between those things a lot of the time. But they just have, there's still a lot of intensity with those planets, Mars and Uranus. So that could even turn a little power and controlling when you have those type of intense planets angling each other, even though it's in a harmonious way. All right. And both have a debilitated Venus. Bad for Jeezy because he's a Libra sun. So Jeezy's a debilitated Venus, but he a Libra sun. So goddamn, the ruler of his moon is debilitated in Cancer, and then the ruler of his sun is debilitated in Venus. All right. So this is what we talking about. When you have debilitated planets, squares, this and that third, you work harder for a lot of shit. You work harder, you go harder, you deal with more pressure and resistance than some people that get some things handed to them a little bit more. You could see a lot of shifts in people's lives at times. You can see certain shifts with somebody's first 30 years of life, from the outside looking in, it may look like things is together, stability, this, and the third, and some lessons may have to get learned a little bit after the first 30 years. You may see the opposite. A lot of things on hold, a lot of things this and that third before the first 30, and then after the next 30, things kind of shift this and the third. Sometimes that could just come down to a lot of squares, oppositions, detriments. These people had to put in a lot of deal with a lot of pressure, a lot of resistance, and all that pressure and resistance push you to find solutions more than somebody came in with gifts. All right. So this is why we need to have church, because every once in a while we need some reminding of the gifts we have, because we go every day sleeping on our gifts and don't realize it. So you need your loved ones, your family members to light a fire up under your ass, and we need to be more appreciative of actually having lovers that want the best for us. People so goddamn spoiled and materialistic and superficial, and it's like you actually got into a situation that was really to teach you. It was gonna burn out, but it was to teach you how to put you in a certain position to deal with relationships. And you got supportive lovers, like you got encouraging lovers. And can't find no comfort in that. What else gonna comfort you? So yeah. So Jeezy having that detriment, is, like I said, it's bad. It's bad for Jeezy because he a Libra sun. That's his ruler, and he an Aries moon. Bad for Jeannie because she's an Aries moon. So they both go about the wrong way with their intentions at times. It's like going out their way for their intentions to make themselves comfortable with their Aries moon. Jeezy at times likes to force his emotion, make his emotion be the reason. I feel this way. Just that's it. Because I feel this way, it should be dictated this way, and Jeannie gonna come because it makes sense for us to do it this way, mother flipper. That's what they passionate about. So they both learned to, regardless of what's said, excuse me, guys, regardless of what's said about oh my goodness. I'm gonna just stop my camera for this portion if it's just gonna keep freezing. Like God damn, the burning bush done. I ain't asked for all of this worship. Ooh. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, let's get back to the worship. I'm not even gonna worry about the camera. As long as y'all can see what's the name. I'm not even gonna worry about the camera. I need to figure out what's good with this mumbo jumbo. Now, now this is my prediction. This is how we're gonna conclude this, y'all. I don't know if I should play this clip and then say my prediction. All right, I got a clip for y'all. I'm gonna play the clip first. Then I'm gonna make my conclusion about how some of the aftermath of this may play out, and we have something to pay attention to. Okay. No one's talking about this on YouTube. Now this is that is a YouTuber. That is a YouTuber named Lead Attorney. All right. He's like a men advocate, and he talks a lot about marriage law, right? He talks a lot about divorces. When there's like these big celebrity breakups, he goes in depth, have these live streams, goes in depth breaking things down, how things may play out. So he gives a lot of game about marriage. If you thinking about getting married and all of that, it's a great channel to pick up on. But I'm gonna go straight to this clip. Now, I had an original clip to play. The original clip I was gonna play is him breaking down why the title of the video is "Should Jeezy Get Alimony?" Right? That's the title of the video. Should Jeezy get alimony? And I didn't want to play that clip because I bumped into this clip, and basically to conclude the should Jeezy get alimony, he basically said, "Listen, Jeezy was married to her for 2 years. The judge is most likely gonna be like, 2 years. What? Like, come on, y'all, y'all both rich, like, boom, boom, boom." It's like, so I don't really see Jeezy having to pay alimony, but he ended the video saying, "Now, when it comes into their properties, that's a whole nother thing," and we're gonna get into that.
Why is this commingling thing? Is it fair? Is this fair? Is commingling fair? Because he's getting robbed. I really think you have control of
right here, right here.
Let's say 2.5K is mine and 2.5K is hers. As y'all never think about y'all's income like this. Every time y'all go to work, y'all are earning money for you and her. You and her. You never earn money for just yourself. You never put money in your pension just for yourself. You never put money into your 401k for yourself. That's her money too. It's her money. You have control of it currently, but it's y'all's money together. Money, your salary is a marital asset. You acquire that money after you were married. It's a marital asset 100% of the time. When did you get the money? After you were married? Marital asset. Boom. Now watch what happens. Watch this. Watch this. Jeezy owns a house he bought in 2009. Last year, he put 40K in it. How much money? How much of his money did he put into the house? He put 40,000 in it. How much of his money did he put in? Anybody know? He put 20K of his money into the house. What's the fucked up thing, if we're going to be honest? The fucked up thing is that he put 20K of her money into the house. He put 20K of her money into the house. Into what house? Into his house. He has $20,000 of her money. Her money, his house. Do y'all see the problem? Her money went into his house. That's the problem. That's the problem, guys. When this commingling occurs, it's because you're putting your wife's shit into your shit. You're mixing it all together. And once you start to mix it all together, stuff can get confused. And the judge is like, you know what, fuck it. It's y'all's now. If you wanted it to be separate, you should have kept it separate. You should not have put any of her money into that house. The judge is going to say, I was going to give you the house. You had the house in 2009. Y'all just got married 2 years ago. It's your house. It has it's $1 million worth of equity in it. All of that equity was going to be yours.
God damn.
You put your wife's money into that house. When you commingled your wife's money into your house, you transmuted that house from a separate property, your separate property, to a marital property. Now, she owns that house with you. Now, it depends on, what a judge wants to do with this. Because the judge, the judge might be like, fuck you, Jeezy. I'm giving her, what can the judge do? What can the judge do? The judge has options. The judge can say, fine. The judge can give her the 20K back. That's technically what kind of should happen, right? If he put $20,000 of her money into the house, instead of just giving her half of the house, just give her the 20K back, right? The problem is, guys, it's never that easy. He's been paying off this house time after time, making all these payments, making payments on the mortgage every fucking month, making payments on paying the property tax. Maybe the house needed to be refurbished. Maybe he sent a cleaning crew over there to clean the house, the maid service. He's been putting marital money all in this house for the last 2 years. A judge will not sit there and go through it all. Not going to go through it all. The judge might say this. The judge might say, well, listen, so this is probably not going to occur, just giving her the 20,000 back. Here's the issue. Let's say the house was worth 800K before, like on the wedding day, and worth 1 million now. The equity. See the equity. So the day before they got married, there was 800,000 in the equity in the house. And right now, during the divorce, there's 1 million in equity. So what's the difference? The difference is, so in these 2 years, there has been $200,000 worth of equity, 200K in equity. A judge may say this. A judge may say, well, you know what? I'm not going to go through all these transactions and try to give her all of her money back. No. But since y'all were married for 2 years and the house appreciated $200,000, I'm going to give her half of this. So she gets half of the equity during the marriage. She gets half of the equity during the marriage. So that means she gets $100,000. Now, mind you, you're still cutting a check for $100,000 to a person, to a woman that you don't even like. You don't even like, and you're cutting her $100,000 check when she don't need it because she got $4 million herself. Give somebody $100,000 when they already got $4 million you don't like. You'll be so pissed off on the principality of the thing, of the principality. You know what you could have done with $100,000? You could have done anything with $100,000, but you had to give it to her when she didn't even deserve it. She was not there helping you pick out that house in 2009. But your prenup got thrown out. You were putting all this money in it. Or a judge might not like you. You know, we like these rappers. We like these good citizens, but we don't like these thugs. Judge might give her half of the $1 million in equity. Oh my God, that's when you want to take yourself out. Give her $500,000. Give her $500,000. Can you imagine giving a woman that you don't like $500,000? $500,000. And again, guys, listen to what I'm telling you. That's for one house. Does anybody you know have $15 million and only have one house? Is that even possible? There's like no one who has that's a multi-millionaire with only one residence. Brandon Lesko got $15 million. Brandon, how many houses do you have? Is Brandon still in here? How many houses do you have? No one with all this wealth has only one fucking residence. Do you know how many Airbnbs there are in Atlanta? JEEZY stays right down the street. Like, just imagine stroking a check for $500,000 on one house when you got multiple houses. The judge, crew over there to clean the house, the maid servant. You know what you could have done with $100,000? You could have done anything with $100,000, but you had to give it to her when she didn't even deserve it. She was not there helping you pick out that house in 2009. But your prenup got thrown out. You were putting all this money in it. Or a judge might not like you. You know, we like these rappers. We like these good citizens, but we don't like these thugs. Judge might give her half of the $1 million in equity. Oh my God, that's when you want to take yourself out. Give her $500,000. Give her $500,000. Can you imagine giving a woman that you don't like half? Is that even possible? There's like no one who has that's a multi-millionaire with only one residence. Brandon Lesko got $15 million. Brandon, how many houses do you have? Is Brandon still in here? How many houses do you have? No one with all this wealth has only one fucking residence. Do you know how many Airbnbs there are in Atlanta? JEEZY stays right down the street. Like, just imagine stroking a check for $500,000 on one house when you got multiple houses. The judge gonna take a piece of every house. A piece of every house. Can you imagine that? This is where no one's talking about this on YouTube. This is where the insanity comes in if his prenup is actually thrown out. And this is just about the house. What about the businesses? The same thing. What about the bank accounts?
Well, for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me lean and lean. You know, that's why I'm married.
They funny as hell for ending the video like that. That's some good editing right there. Now, guys, yeah, I heard everything he just said. So he concludes the first clip that I didn't even want to play, talking about JEEZY shouldn't have to pay alimony for the 2 years. But when it comes into properties, he goes into this this concept of co-mingling, where you start putting your money into your marital assets. I mean, your separate assets, the assets you came into the marriage with. You start putting some of your marriage money, the money you made during the marriage, some of her money, everything that you make in your marriage is half. So if you put in some of that money into that house, now it becomes marital. He got all these properties. Now, guys, this is where it gets. Now, this is astrologically, this is where it gets crazy, because this is where it get crazy, and it's the last thing we're gonna end off and move into Iman and Tiana. But guys, Libra rules marriage, it rules contracts. Jeezy has Pluto in here. That's never really a good sign being a part of that generation when it comes into marriage agreements and contracts. You have to go into these anything you deal with contracts, agreements, especially marriage. You know, the detail to your prenup, like from the hip, Deacon from the hip said, prenup is just a deal. Is different type of incentives and agreements within this prenup, within this overall deal. So uh throughout that video, this YouTuber lead attorney, he was saying how, mind you, he's experienced like 20 years plus, something like that, dealing with divorce marriages and this and the third. But uh Jeezy's that Pluto at North Node ain't a good look right now when it comes into his back end on this situation. Pluto can take. Pluto can take. All right. And when we go to Jeannie's chart, she got Venus and Scorpio. Now they both a part of your Uranus generation, right? And being a part of that generation can manifest a lot of things, especially if you got other energy supporting it, getting your hands on the resources of other people. Uh, getting resources from other people. But you know, Genie got Venus in there, and that's one of the Venus is a detriment in Scorpio and everything. But Venus and Scorpio, Venus and eighth house people, you got to be careful with your intention with them. I have this placement. I'm saying this. You got to be careful. You got to be careful with your dealing with any strong activity in the eighth house. Be careful dealing with that person. But Venus in the eighth, Venus in Scorpio can definitely benefit off of resources, especially through transformative situations. All right. Now, after I accumulated all of this information, I went to go see how her previous marriage ended, y'all. As far as assets and things being divided, guys. All right. And now her ex-husband is an actor. He a millionaire as well. All right. $1 million home. She left with that. Now he's only worth a couple million, and you know we can't go off of everything on the internet, but you know on the internet he stayed around 2 million. All right. So how much can we upscale or downscale if we're talking about that's just being an estimate? And she left with $1 million home. It said he left with vehicles and multiple bank accounts. Was all of them bank accounts added up to a million? Added up to the value of $1 million home? So she got her shit off from that perspective. I don't know how it's looking for Jeezy right now. Jeezy was hollering at an astrologer going into marriage. You know, Jeezy, that should have been before Jeezy even got to the marriage point. It's one of the first things he should have got taught in one of his readings dealing with relationship, long-term relationship commitments and agreements and marriage. All right, you part of the Pluto and Libra generation, but North Node is right here. It could be a lot of catastrophic situations take place in your life, not going into agreements, understanding things from all corners, all perspectives. All right. I don't know. This is Jeannie's second marriage. This is Jeezy's first. She know more about marriage than Jeezy do. She know about more about marriage than him. All right. You know, so North Node and Libra, this is your experience to learn about this shit. Relationships on all levels. Saturn is exalted in Libra. Jeannie is the living embodiment of Saturn energy in Capricorn, but with him having the North Node in that Saturn exalted space with Pluto in there, yeah, you may have to learn this in an extreme way, and it may take possessions being taken from you. Pluto is possessive. You may have things taken from you in general. Now there's an expanded sense of consciousness when it comes into how you deal with relationships, cooperation, right? The same things that may have suffocated him in this situation were damn sure displayed before this situation. Pretty sure. Sun, Mars, and Capricorn with an Aries moon can only do so much but to hide their true expression and how they really see things. This type of energy don't hide that. Is it subtle about it? Yeah, because it's an Earth. It's a little subtle about it. And practicality is mixed in there. So things make sense. especially to a Venus and Virgo person that likes a sense of order, structure, practicality, format in a relationship. Jeannie start kicking that shit, that earth shit. Jeezy like, all right, now that makes sense. We trying to build structure in this relationship. You know what? That makes sense. All right, what's mine is yours, babe. All right, come here. Mwah. Come here. Give you some of this. It's too early, but y'all get it. Y'all get it. So, $1 million home. I mean, $1 million home may not in Cali may not be a lot in whatever perspective you think that may not be a lot. It's $1 million home. I think I don't know how much you may have, Shell, to say $1 million home in Cali isn't a lot. But I don't know. Maybe to me, I'm not aware of the economy and everything, but I'm pretty sure if I had $1 million home in Cali, just on just right there, chilling right there, I think I can make some moves with that job. I think I can make some moves with that job right there. I'm just saying. All right, little Airbnb job, a couple of things. I know I wouldn't have this camera issue right now. I know that much. I know this Saturn in the first house. I know this Saturn in the first house placement wouldn't be hitting the way it be hitting, motherfucker, like that much. That'll ease a little something. But anyways, in comparison, all jokes aside, in comparison, that $1 million home asset she left away from it, in comparison to him leaving with, from what I believe, like I said, some cars and multiple bank accounts. I want to know how much money was in these multiple bank accounts. Multiple bank accounts sounds good. Multiple bank accounts. How much money was in the multiple bank accounts? That's what I want to know. So, all right, y'all. So we could stay tuned and see how things transpire from that perspective. You feel me? Um. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. Let's move on. All righty. All righty. All righty. All right. So it's a lot of people favorite couples right here, man. All right. Shout out to my son Shump. Shout out to my old girl Teyaneezy. Okay, okay, okay. All right. There's a lot of people favorite couples right here. All right. Now, Tiana came out with a little post and all that on IG. So this how this all this came out. Not too much on my bestie. In all fairness, Iman and I are separated and have been for a while. To be 1,000% clear, infidelity ain't one of the reasons for our departure. We are still the best of friends, great business partners, and are one hell of a team when it comes to co-parenting our two beautiful children. Most importantly, we are family. And in them 10 years, 7 years of marriage, we ain't never played with or about that. We just keep y'all asses out the group chat, lol, as you should, which is the reason we've been able to successfully and peacefully separate without all the outside noise. The only reason I'm even sharing this part of the chat is because the narratives are getting a little out of hand and it's unfair to all parties involved. I respect it. I hope this provided some clarity for y'all. Okay, Ante, taking y'all back out the chat. Bye. All right. All right. So, with them being who they are, you wake up in the morning, it's all over the place. You feel me? Jordan is a crazy breakup too. Damn, I don't even know who that is, Deacon from the hip. I don't even, is Joe Jonas one of the Jonas brothers? That's the only Jonas I know that's popular. And I don't even really know them niggas like that. But so let's see what's going on, guys. You thought who had an open marriage? Bell, um, Tiana and Shump. Okay, okay, all right, all right, all right. Now, you know what's very interesting about this dynamic, guys, between these two when I looked at their energies today? So I already knew I was gonna recap Jeezy and Jeannie, right? So I just made sure before I went on the live stream, I just make sure notes wise I had the placements I wanted to make sure I covered that I didn't get to cover the previous live stream. And when I just started just hovering over these two charts, I see them experiencing some of the same dynamics Jeezy and Jeannie was experiencing. All right. So let me just make sure y'all Gucci, y'all can see. Okay. So luminaries. First things first. First things first. All right. Now, let's start with Tiana's moon. Oh, this was another thing I wanted to do for you guys, actually, before we even get into that. Now, two ways to understand things about moon placements with people when you don't have their full birth time. All right. So start a new tab right here. All right. So say you get somebody's birth time and somebody's birth information, but they don't have their birth time. All right. And the two things you're not going to be able to have is the ascendant. So you won't really have the houses. And we know the moon moves every 2.5 days. Okay. So if the person you're trying to get the information for, if they was born on the day, if they was born on the day that the moon moved, now when you put that information into certain sites are gonna say they're Aries moon. Certain sites are gonna say they're Pisces moon. And you like, damn, which one is it? Okay. Now, this is one thing that could help you out if you're really trying to align things in a chart. So Iman, I don't have none of their birth times, right? They're both set to 12 p.m. I don't have none of their birth times. But we know he's born June 26, 1990. So what you can do, all right, I'm gonna do it two different ways. So I'm gonna use this regular Astro theme site. So I'm gonna go to the day of his birthday, right? We're gonna go to June 26, 1990. June 26, 1990. All right. I think he's from what it says, Berwyn, Illinois. Yep, Berwyn, Illinois. What you want to do, you want to set the time to 12 a.m. that day, right? The start of the day. So we're gonna go ahead, go to that day, right? And now at the start of the day, 12 a.m. Something is off. June 26, 1990. Oh yeah, 12 p.m. Okay, so the start of the day for Iman, the moon was 20 degrees. Is that even right? June 26, 1990. Yeah, the start of the day, the moon was at 20 degrees Leo. Now, what you want to do, you just want to go put 24 hours so you could just understand the moon travel that day. That day, the moon went from 20 to started the day 20 degrees Leo, 24 hours, ended the day. Okay, no wonder. I was like, why is okay? I understand what was off. I got 12:49. How'd that happen? How did that happen? Okay, yeah. So the start of the day, his moon was at 20 degrees Leo. You go 24 hours, and the end of the day, his moon ends in 3 degrees Virgo. Now, you once again, if you type in Iman's energies, multiple sites are gonna say he have Leo moon. Some sites may have it pushed to that time of the day where the moon was in Virgo. Some sites may just have it at 12 p.m. 12 p.m. The moon was still in Leo. So that'll at least when it comes into alignments, it could keep it. You'll see the range of it. All right, because let's say you're trying to see if Iman's moon in Leo was squaring a placement Tiana has in a fixed sign. If you see that for a huge portion of that day, the moon wasn't even in that space, wasn't even in them degrees, then at least lets you know, like, all right, he is a Leo moon, but it wasn't really, it's at the end of Leo, and it probably could have been in Virgo, but it wasn't squaring that energy. It'll at least let you know that. And then another thing you could do. I like to use this site, Astro Library Moon Calculator. And this side, if you're not so familiar with, using the Astro sites, you could just put in that information or whatnot. What was this here? July, whatever. July 26. Boom. 1990. Boom. Don't know the birth time. Boom. Hometown. And it'll tell you the moon moved from Virgo to Libra that day. So that put shit in wrong. June 26, 1990. What I put in? I must have put something in wrong. But yeah, June 26th. Oh, I put July 26, 1990. But yeah, it would have told us what's the name. That's what it's gonna do. It's gonna tell you that the moon did move that day. So that was kind of for my like newbies. That's kind of getting deeper. All right. Now back to the main entree. All right, guys. Now their dynamic name of website, Astro Theme. The website I'm using right now with the charts up and everything, that's Astro Theme. I think that's the best apps. I mean, not just for beginners. I still use it to this day, but I think it's just perfect for anybody. Like I've got it over any type of app, Astro Cafe, CoStar, because like you see how I see the display. You see how I could click on things. So that's really good for somebody getting into astrology, being able to click on things, navigate things. They got some long, drawn out as descriptions for things to enter. But hey, if you are a student like I, then you will not be afraid of the knowledge, my friend. All right, no problem, Kiki. Okay, so let's get back into the originally scheduled programming. So, luminaries, guys. Now, one thing we know about Iman, we now know his moon moved that day, right? So we know there's a chance that his moon moved from Leo. No, we know it moved into Virgo that day, but we don't know his birth time, so we know it's in that range. All right. So 26 degrees is a good energy to have it at, because anything that is being hit at 26 degrees is a good chance that that alignment stays there, even if this is not his right birth time at 12 p.m. All right. So let's start with Tiana, because we know she is a Libra moon. She's a Libra moon. The moon didn't move that day. All right. So luminaries off the rip, Sag Sun, Libra moon. Okay. Iman, Cancer Sun. Cancer Sun. Okay. You might have him from what I know. I'm a previous basketball player. I pay attention to sports, this and the third. From what I know about Iman, I'm pretty sure that he was born later in the day. I'm pretty sure that moon is cusping, and if anything, his moon is touching some Virgo energy, though. It's touching some of it. So I see his Leo moon energy all the way, but I'm seeing some of his Leo presence, but if not, I'm pretty sure it's all the way in Virgo or cusping. My best guess is cusping. All right. Because Leo Moon is gonna attract the stage a lot of the time. And he wasn't always like the best player. But he played for a franchise, the New York Knicks, that had a big, you play for that franchise, you're gonna be known. All right. Then he played the next thing he went on to is playing with LeBron James and winning one of the biggest championships in sports history with LeBron James and being a member of that team. And then he's dating Tiana Taylor. So that Leo moon energy, yeah, he's catching some of that. But I know a part of his, meticulousness and his technicality when he's talking, his attention to detail. So I could see him super cusping that. All right. But anyways, so that's the luminaries, and off rip, we want to see, is there anything going on with the nodes? Anything going on with the luminaries? Off rip, Tiana Moon square Iman Sun in Cancer. All right. So we already know strong unions, divine unions, most likely are going to have the friction between the luminaries. All right. It's going to have the connection or the friction between the luminaries. Either one can indicate this is a strong pull y'all going to have here. All right. Sun opposite moon, strong ass pull. Sun conjunction moon might not be able to ever split y'all motherfuckers ever apart. So but when they making direct contact, that's a big thing. And when you got this type of thing going on here, and you got the the Tiana's moon in Libra squaring Iman's sun in Cancer, Iman will be very sensitive towards her relationship activity, may be forceful with his needs over his relationship boundaries at times. Tiana can find ways to rationalize distance. So, as a Libra moon, you're going to be dealing with mad different relationships. You jump in and out of relationships from, and when I say relationships, I'm not talking about like intimate romantic relationships, even though you might be like that as a Libra moon, but I'm talking about partnerships, friendships, interaction. That's all day, every day with the moon in Libra. But you want harmonious connections. So that's one thing that makes you comfortable. The Libra sun can bask in mad different fucking relationships way longer than the Libra moon. The Libra moon got to get to a point where it's like, all right, this is the stable connection relationship I have here. This, so they're gonna get to connect to that quicker. Now, Iman is a Cancer sun. Well, before I even go there, because Tiana Taylor is a Libra moon, all fundamentals, qualities of relationships she naturally understands. So she could either take advantage of it because she has that understanding inclination, or she could deal with karma by not exercising in the righteous way. All right. And because Iman is a Cancer sun, you got the battle of the Cardinals here. All right, so he's paying attention to becoming comfortable in all aspects of life. We already know the family energy that's influenced with Cancer. Okay, and then he's Jupiter in Cancer generation. What did we just say about the Jupiter in Cancer generation? In the previous breakdown with JEEZY, we know how much they've experienced to most likely want to continue lineage, create a family of their own. We know how intuitive they are dealing with the subconscious and connecting to others, understanding others. You know, these placements know how to take a hit with the subconscious, go through these people know how to be in relationships where they supported somebody and that person might have took from them a little bit in some type of shape or form. And it ends, and these people could know they could leave relationships on some like whatever, however God used me, like the things I had to give them, this and the third, like God knew they needed that. It is what it is. Like, you know, them things that person probably needed that, and they'll learn on their journey. They could jump into this bag, Jupiter and Cancer generation. Don't let them have more water placements. Don't let them have some of that. Do we got any Jupiter Cancers in the building? You got any Jupiter Cancers in the building? All right. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. So So the reason I wrote down Tiana can find ways to rationalize distance because it's moon and air. Moon and air people be needing some fucking distance and whatnot. At times air signs in general. It's like sometimes they could be a little what's the word? They could be like a little stingy or pickpocky about like when they want to relate their time. But if a Libra moon, there's gonna be times where they may feel overwhelmed from relationship activity and their partner may have to catch some of that. And then you got that Libra energy. Oh, we didn't even get into a Sagittarius sun, but it's going to be a way of understanding how to relate that to the person so the person can understand. That's one thing that the Libra sun and moon have differences with. Libra sun just jumps into the expression how they see things, this, that, and the third. Libra moon is going to have more of an understanding of how to communicate things way better to bring that person to relate to the understanding the Libra moon has. So it's a different game. The sun wants to project more, so it may not move as intuitively as the moon may move, trying to do the same things. So she was able to rationalize any sense of distance. Like I said, Iman will be very sensitive towards her relationship activity. Listen, Tiana Taylor, she is a Sagittarius girl she a Sagittarius. Hold on, this part I got to put the screen on me. Some of you are not gonna really understand. Like, listen, Tiana Taylor is a Sagittarius girl, Libra moon girl from Harlem, New York. Let me repeat that. Tiana Taylor is a Sagittarius sun girl, Libra moon woman from Harlem, New York. Her life a movie. Her life a movie. Okay? She want to be on that stage. She want to spread the warmth for others. She feel fulfilled being able to connect, spread warmth, new experience, journeys with others. She grew up in such an interactive space. Harlem, New York. I don't know everybody from up north from New York in here. It's different aspects, different parts of New York. Harlem is all about it's everybody squeezed in. Everybody in New York squeezed in the little spaces. If you ain't got it like that, we all on top of each other. But Harlem is like like the culture. Harlem holds a lot of culture. All right. Hold on, y'all. She she feels fulfilled. Feels fulfilled being able to create new experience, especially if it's in a creative manner. Got the fire there. If it's in a creative manner, this, that, and the third, right? Learning things from other people. Any craft that she's into, she get mentors, coaches from that. They're gonna have a. She's gonna attract mentors, coaches, have a relatable ass energy. Y'all gotta remember, Sagittarius and Libra sextile each other. So this alignment brings so much portals for people that you relate to heavily, being able to teach you a lot, being able to open a lot of new doors for you as far as exploration, experiences. You got somebody that never have a budget to travel. They got this type of alignment. Every relationship they try, they done seen the whole world. You start dating this person, you start dating a Sagittarius Sun Libra Moon person, they 35. They talking about they never really been stable until this last 2 years of their life, but they done been everywhere in the world. Like, wait, how was you start putting things together? Like, how was you even traveling, experiencing all of this? Like, Sagittarius, Sun, Libra, Moon. To me, all my relationships create a lot of experiences, a lot of things that expand on out this mother flipper. Okay, so we got Belgium in the building. We all over the place, man. I'm trying to tell ya. So you got to keep that in mind. This is not an easy task for a Cancer man, and I think Iman accomplished a lot here off the rip, just off that perspective right there. All right, now, so Cancer man, Cancer man. Remember, if his moon is hitting anything with Leo, not only is he a Cancer sun paying attention to the connections he wants to build in his life and things that's people, places, and things that's close to him. We know it comes with family oriented energy. We see Chiron. We already talked about Jupiter there. I haven't even touched Chiron yet, which is a big thing here. And we understand that he got them natural influences. Now, if his moon is touching Leo in any way, Leo moon people want to be in relationships where their emotions can be seen. If they feel like their emotions is not seen in some type of shape or form, that's a very uncomfortable relationship for a Leo moon. In some type of way, you have to be able to express things to know that you see how they really feel about things. Can they be a little bit, forceful, trying to get you to see that at times? Yes, depending on the frequency, vibration, and the circumstance. But essentially, that's what's going on here. You have a Leo child. You got fire children, fire, water, moon children need this in general. All children, goddamn, they need it with the balance of discipline, right, and structure, but they need that, right? And but yeah, so fire, water, moon children, you feel me? Your air, earth, moon child could give you more grace when they get older. Like, Ma, I get it. Like, your parents wasn't like that with you, or like, I still love you. Fire, water, moon might still have some. Got to do a little bit more healing to get over that shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Got to do a little bit more extra shadow work, then they gonna come around. Better hope it's at least a Cancer moon. The Cancer moon is gonna come around the quickest. The worst you dealing with is the Scorpio moon. That's the toughest task for you. If you ain't get that one some real love and nurture, oh, you gonna have some work cut out for you when they hit 30 and 40. You gonna have some work cut out for you right there. You better hope it's a Cancer moon. But so so we got autumn dynamics just based off the moon squaring the sun in Cancer, right? Iman very sensitive towards her relationship activity, right? Sensitive towards everything dealing with connecting with her, sensitive to the ways that she relate things. So sometimes she can use her ways of communicating to play on his emotions. That's very easy with this alignment for her to do. Maybe forceful with his needs over his relationship boundaries. Remember, it's the battle of the cardinal sign. So now it's like, yo, nah. My feelings, I swear, if he got that moon hit in the Leo, she might really have to tell him mad times like, yo, get out your emotions, get out your feelings. Being a Libra moon and a sad sun, because this alignment needs to move and groove. And at the same time, it's like, yo, I want to handle relationship with more practicality, or with more logic, things that make sense more so with her Libra moon and whatnot. And Iman could find himself being a little forceful in that way. Cancer, can't that's that cardinal water for you. Now, Tiana's sun in Sagittarius, moon in Libra, can make her views on relationships like experiences that she doesn't need to be binded to. Now, this is very key because Iman hasn't said nothing about this shit, right? And whatever, it's private. Like I said, you heard me. Y'all heard me when she was talking, like as it should be. Keep it private. Iman hasn't said nothing, expressed anything. So it's like, um, in many ways, I'm pretty sure she feels more free, or she feels more it's really hard to think of another word, but her exhale is coming a little quicker than Iman's exhale from the separation, if Iman is even exhaling. She has alignments that can move on very quick. All right, off rip. Iman is a sun in Cancer. Okay, Jupiter in Cancer. We spoke about that combination. Well, not we didn't speak about the combination, but pretty much we did in a general way. We spoke about the sun in Cancer and then Jupiter's influence there. Even when we was talking about JEEZY being part of the Jupiter and Cancer generation, but now he got Chiron in there. Chiron in Cancer can go through love withdrawals, deep ass emotional withdrawals when connections that they were participating in go left. They need therapy? It hits harder here with Chiron and Cancer. When connections go left with Chiron and Cancer, it's not easy to deal with. All right, especially depending on the time invested in the connection, right? All the things created, made throughout the connection. So her energies has a way easier time moving on to the next experience. Her alignments are set up where she can look at what her and Iman going on. Like, I love him, but it's just an experience, and I'm sure there could be another experience. I don't know if that's Iman's perspective with his alignments. I don't know if that's Iman's perspective with his alignments. All right. So that's key to point out there. All right. Um, and then when you go to their nodes, uh Tiana is a Capricorn node with Venus, Uranus. No, it's Venus. No, Venus is in Sag. Yeah, with Uranus, Mercury, Neptune, Saturn in Capricorn. She has the ruler in Capricorn, Saturn, right? Mercury, her mind is always on the Saturn energy. Uranus there. She goes through a lot of transformations, whether they're power gains or losses with Uranus in Capricorn. But there's a lot of strong intent and a lot of her individuality is being molded by the things she's building and stabilizing in her life. But with all of that in there, the North Node is in there. All right. So this is her experience to understand how to deal with building her prestige, having authority over it, right? Being more of the owner, more of the boss, stabilizing things, understanding how to be transactional within reality, you know, and build your reality from seeing, how to deal with certain situations in a transactional way. That's really the more wiser perspective, but right, understanding when to be transactional in order to build your reality, stabilize things, put them in the right places. Her South Node is in Cancer. Now, this is when we get into past life energies, because we know Iman is a sun in Cancer, right? So we got the South Node matching up with a luminary. We know this is a huge indicator of past life energies. Now, the thing here is because Tiana is a Capricorn, and I may be jumping ahead of my notes, but we here right now. Because the North Node is in Capricorn and her South Node is in Cancer, we know she came from dealing with family, lineage. She's very family oriented, right? Extremely family oriented. The connection with the mother may have a very strong dynamic in her life. So everything dealing with motherly energy, family oriented, creating, birthing family, all of this, continuing family traditions, understanding how to bring resolve within things, dealing with emotional distress, the subconscious of others, having to heal the home, having to be stability in the home. You walk into a lot of these things with the South Node in Cancer. Iman has the sun in Cancer. The sun deals with birthing. The sun deals with giving birth to things, creating. So with all of that energy there, that maternal energy, Shump being a sun and Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter is a very important energy transit to look at, placement to look at when we're talking about birthing children, all of that, right? Jupiter is very important to look at. Also with some marriage transits as well too, but marriage is a deep thing with astrology because you got spiritual marriage and then you got marriage in the physical realm. So that gets deeper than how I believe it may have been interpreted by others. But so when I see Shump's luminary, the sun in Tiana's south node, anything dealing with Tiana's family energy, right? Motherly energy, Shump actions, his life path, the things he's birthing, and the experience he has with Jupiter as being gained with the subconscious and everything with the family energy, family influence. All of that is just a direct access, like just a direct portal to give birth to things Tiana has already been familiar with. Tiana creates a portal with this alignment for Shump to experience more of this Cancer energy here. So them having children, that was just bound to happen being together, right? And so we have that aspect of things. And when we look at the North Node in Capricorn, all this activity Tiana's being forced to deal with in Capricorn. So anything associated with Capricorn energy, we could see it on Tiana. I would not be surprised if this is her rising sign because her facial structure is like, it's very like Capricorn risings. Like I'm a Capricorn rising. I'm a Capricorn rising born. You look at Capricorn rising women, like as far as like jawline, you could have some more, and she's a beautiful woman, but she has more of a outline jaw area. You could say one would have said she has a little bit more masculine features in her face a bit, especially like around the mouth jawline area, this, that, and the third. So that like carved face in a way. And I have to see her forehead a little bit more. I got big ass forehead, so Capricorn eyes have big ass foreheads. But I say all of that because I could definitely see having all this energy with the North Node in there, this, that, and the third. A part of her life path in general is going to deal with a lot of these things. So she attracts the highs of anything you could associate yourself with Capricorn energy, right? The prestige of it, right? Notoriety, stability, this, that, and the third, right? Branding. She has that. She's a brand, like all of that, And that's what she's here to experience. But she goes through, God knows how many transformations dealing with it. God knows how much time she got fucked over in certain deals. And God knows the power struggle she's dealing with between her family and work dynamic. And when Iman comes in and he has all this Cancer energy, that's where we start to have an issue here. This is where we start to have an issue here. Tiana creates this portal, this natural portal for Iman to just come in and birth energy with her, right? Bring that Cancer energy up in there. All that energy dealing with connection. Tiana welcomes that with experience. And this may have been one of Shump's first experiences ever dealing with this sense of connection. Shit, he had a baby with her. He married her, right? So you help him to experience something you've been experiencing. But at the same time, this experience, you have to move away from that. So we're all gonna have increments of we're all gonna see increments of our south node fall into our experience, into our life path. Is no way it can't. It's something we've been doing for God knows how long. All right. So we learn to use these energies as a foundation to help us, make more spiritual strides with the North Node journey. But you see how they were easy for them to connect and instantly create because Tiana already had that foundation of what Iman is here to do off luminary. We're just looking at luminaries and nodes right now. We able to dissect this much. Create all that natural foundation for him to just come in, experience some more of that energy. And then when it gets into looking deeper into what Tiana Taylor's true life path is, even though she has that natural foundation that Iman can use to do things that he need to do in his lifetime, that's not really where she needs to stay at. She can't stay there. She can't stay there. opposite nodes. For anybody that just wants to hear the opposite, you know, if you got the North Node in Cancer and the South Node in Capricorn, now you got a situation where this person may the ability to structure, stabilize things, know what major to pick, mad young, know what major to pick, know how much is going to pay, this, that, and there, get right to that, early 20s, stable. Like things like that. Like they may have these attributes, know how to get stable quicker than others in reality, know how to bring stability to the home environment. South Node in Capricorn, North Node in Cancer. Now, what happens here is now when you got the North Node in Cancer, that work family balance becomes you being able to take care of what's at home from what you've built. You know, you're inclined to understand how to use properties of this realm to build things in reality, right? And then you start to build a inclination quicker than others because it's cardinal to be able to have the authority sense over it, that 10th house energy, understand how to have authority over your stability quicker than others. But then you got North Node in Cancer. So you may create responsibilities in your family that start to overwhelm what you've even stabilized and built. You have to understand how to make sure what's close to you is kept as you understand what's going on with what's close to you. First of all, y'all ever watch any type of movie? You got this person doing all this out in the world, and they keep showing that moment where the little brother be like, "Hey, bro, are you ever gonna take me to the? You told me that you're gonna take me to this, that, and the third." And the little brother keep telling him throughout the movie, he's like, "Yo, I got you. I just nigga in the streets doing this, that, and the third." And then something happened to the little brother. He's like, "Damn, the nigga just wanted to go to the park, and damn, bro, why you didn't just take that little nigga, man?" Situations like that. North Node and Cancer, you got to make sure you know what's going on with the home environment and seeing how what you've built affects what's close to you. All right. And it creates all different type of responsibilities in the home environment. North Node and Cancer probably don't have the best relationship with the mom. Probably don't have the best relationship with who brought you into this world. You have to navigate that. Have to make sure you learn how to filter resentment influences that was built from that. So you got to think about all this. Like, once again, where Iman is trying to go is where Teyana cannot stay, spiritually speaking. There may have been contracts and agreements made ahead of time for them to do what they did. You know, might have been some spiritual contracts eh, made from that perspective. So, so we got that going on. All right. Now, yeah, I'm dying laughing. Yeah, I'm looking at my notes, and there was a time that I hit voice record by accident when I was talking, and all I hear, all it says, it was typing what I was talking. The choir, the choir. I'm asking for collection plates. That is mad funny. But anyways, where the hell is the notes at? All right. Yeah, so I did jump my notes. Yep, the South Node in Cancer. Tiana's South Node in Cancer. Naturally family oriented. Iman's stellium helps to give birth, aka Iman's son, helps to give birth to what she's already tied to, also an indicator of past life connection. Could have signed contracts to help birth together, right? Iman has a Cancer stellium, including the sun. Yep. So Tiana's North Node duties and Cap stellium can indicate family career imbalances. Now, you got to understand, guys. Right now, what's Tiana's North Node? 28 degrees Capricorn. What's been transiting there for the past since Pluto? So look at all this intensity that she has going on in whatever house this may be, but with Capricorn energy, us knowing that this is part of her life path is one thing. That's being her life part of what she's here to experience and spiritually fulfill with the North Node and Cancer. But on top of that, all this activity, Saturn in there is really good to have in there. That helps a lot for the journey. I'm not gonna lie. So that's already showing there's some experience here, but this was the lifetime for application. All right. Neptune, there's a lot of activity here, thoughts, other people critiquing her, other people communicating ideas all the time, think she should be building this and the third. Then Uranus, power and control issues with all the things that she's trying to build stage, power control issues over her own brand. So there's a lot going on. And now Pluto been transiting over. It's a lot going. She got a lot going on over there. So when I started looking at that, I'm like, God damn, she may really be struggling with some power dynamics. And was Iman in a space where he was like, yo, I feel unfulfilled? This is why I'm curious to know how this is why I'm curious to know how Iman responds to it. Once again, we could tell the vibe ain't shady energy. Off rip, you could just read a couple of quotes from Jeannie and Jeezy, and see that wasn't the best split. You see, it's some type of understanding here, but like I said, I see the person that could easily be more emotionally invested and almost sacrificial with their emotions. I see that person not the one talking. But you can see the level of respect and all of that for her to stand for her husband to stand third. And they said separate, not divorce. So hey, But so yeah, Tiana's North Node duties, the imbalances. So yeah, I could just be like, yeah, I could see her really going through some real power struggles, you know. And if Iman energy is all up in that, I mean, it's gonna the Venus and Leo is gonna make him jump into way more of an expressive energy and potentially you overdoing it energy as far as how you feel like I need to see your emotions and pay attention to how you feel. But even if it's more so in Virgo, cusp in Virgo, Virgo be feeling that Virgo moon energy naturally feels a lack of appreciation. It feel a lack of appreciation. You feel me? And if his moon is leaning more into Virgo, it wouldn't create a direct square to her sun in Sagittarius, but you'll have that type of square energy. All right. Um, so we got that going on. I wouldn't be surprised if it's also a dynamic where Iman bin you gotta understand Iman is now they're both millionaires. They're both millionaires, quote unquote successful in their careers, whatnot. Iman is more of the quote unquote breadwinner. So you kind of got this dynamic with Jeezy and Jeannie, the same thing. All wealthy, both millionaires. Jeannie, the ladies have, Jeannie had like 4 or 5 mil. I think Tiana's worth like somewhere in that range. Iman worth 30 million around that time. And you can actually go look at NBA players' contracts. So you can see what they've made to stand the third, so he's more so in a chapter of his life. Like he's not in the NBA, he's doing podcasts, and he got the North Node in Aquarius. So he needs to be North Node and Aquarius has to embrace situations where they're connecting their individual ideologies to others and being able to accept whatever type of opposition may come from it and allow that to carve their individuality. It could be a lot of power and control situations into it. It could be a lot of times you missed opportunities to do it because you didn't want to experience that potential feedback. All right. You'll manifest a lot of these situations when you got the Aquarius North Node. All right. And also situations you gotta learn how to pick pockets to do it because you got a Leo South Node, so you're used to having the stage. You also have to know how to do it in a certain fashion. That's where you kind of blow out your North Node sometimes. You try to connect your ideology, relate, or try to get yourself into a space where people share a certain ideology, right? But then sometimes that Leo South Node tries to just take this. Then you start David Ruffin and shit. This the alignment I make me think about like David Ruffin and shit. You feel me? Leo South Node and shit. It's like you gotta learn, the group, yo. Actually, Leo North Node is actually more so because Leo North Node, yeah, nah, that's Leo South Node energy. You came from being the face because Aquarius North Node kind of gotta learn how to be the important person in the group. It may not get the face energy. David Ruffin was getting the face energy, but he wanted them to be the David Ruffin and the Temptation. I don't know why they was mad at that. It's David Ruffin. All right, if it was another other little lead singer, a group we ain't really noticed that. All right, whatever. That's David Ruffin. That's where you messed up, Otis. I don't know if Otis. I know Otis still alive. All right, I'm a big Temptations fan. I'll be trying to watch as many old interviews and everything as much as possible. I'm a huge David Ruffin fan. All right, and that's where you messed up, Otis. That's where you messed up, Otis. You should have just changed the group to David Ruffin and Temptations. You could have saved David and Otis. You could have saved them. All right. You was just mad ain't nobody coming to see your ass, Otis. That's what it is. Now that I think about it, I might have to pull up your energy. You might have some shady vibes over there, Otis. Okay. Niggas named Otis always got a grudge about something. What the fuck going on, Otis? Damn. This is my New York ignorance coming out right. This is my Bronx ignorance. Niggas, I don't know. A nigga named Otis sound like this is some shit low key always going left. Like something always like kind of soggy. Like Otis give me like a soggy feel. Could never get the toast right. It's like, man, this toast like it's a little damp. You could toast this a little bit more. You got an untoasted influence in life. Otis. Shout out to Otis. Any Otis is in here. You still a part of my church. Like I said, come as you are. Soggy, toasted, it don't matter. Okay. It don't matter if you ain't nobody coming to see you or if somebody's coming to see you. Otis, David, bring them all in, man. But Otis, just know if you're gonna be in the choir, don't get mad because David is gonna be the lead singer in this mug. Yeah, y'all gonna be going back and forth in my church about the choir. Otis, you can't be here. All right. There's no way in hell I'm having David doing no backup, nothing. God has blessed this man with the voice of Christ. Okay. Otis, I know you talented in other departments. You're gonna find your talents. You're gonna stick to your talents. Probably got some Aquarius energies. Otis probably got some good Aquarius placements, some good 11th house placements, because you got the temptation, you got them together. You got them together, Otis. It really wouldn't be no temps without you. All right. But you're forcing my hand with David. This is God-given talent, right? You don't play with God-given talent. I know I'm losing you. All right, now let me start breaking it down here. Okay. So now when it gets into Iman's Chiron in Cancer, okay, notice the Chiron is conjunct Jupiter. All right, 17 degrees. Wait, hold on. I don't even know if I don't think I shared. I'm bugging. I ain't gonna share. His name is Otis. He don't need no. All right. What's the name? When we look at Iman's Chiron, that John is conjunct Jupiter. So that's already showing there's going to be some wounds you have to endure with deep connections you make in life, and you're going to have to learn from it, learn that you could still expand from it. You don't have to hold that deep in resentment. I hope that's not all in a water house. I don't think he don't give me sun in water house vibes at all. So I could definitely see his son be more so in an air house. All right. He give me sun in air house vibes. All right. But yeah, that could get crazy in the water house. That could get really crazy. Okay. And but yes, that's something he's gonna have to learn. Okay. You're gonna have to learn that deep connections in life come with the potential of hurt, and you have to learn how to heal and not have to move in a deep dark space, in a heavy space, because Jupiter don't do deep dark heavy. So that's why it's so powerful in Cancer. That's why it's exalted here. You have somebody that's intentional, naturally intuitively intentional. I hope that makes sense, but we're gonna make that motherfucker make sense. You got this motherfucker that's naturally intuitive enough to understand you can't keep emotions heavy. You have to uplift them. You got to uplift them. If that takes boundaries, if that takes isolation, if that takes me exercising this new practice, being around this influence, I can't keep it heavy. I have to uplift them. So this is why these people can be the upliftment of their home environment. You feel me? But Chiron come in there, so he has to learn to take bigger hits for upholding that stability at times. Like I said, not moving with that resentment. You feel me? Chiron just makes it way more tougher. The sun makes it way more vulnerable now, making these connections. So I'm just so curious to see his outlook on this. At least we were able to get Jeezy's and Jeannie's perspective. But it's like one thing I was looking at is like, okay, Teyana's a sad son. Now you gotta understand, she got Venus. She got Venus in Sagittarius with her sun there, right? And we know all the Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy deal with it has a lot to do once again with the prestige and like how you're seen and status. Like it's out the 10th house. So we may not associate Capricorn with like Leo energies or like fire energy, like expressive energies, first house energies. But that 10th house is the broadcast, it's broadcasting. All right. So she don't want her relationship painted in no bad light, period. Like she don't want that at all. She don't want that energy at all. All right. She not trying to have nothing looking bad. Oh, it was Sun conjunct Juno. That's what it was. I knew it was another alignment. I'm skipping ahead of my notes. She got Sun conjunct Juno. Juno's already an influence we looking at when it's coming into things influencing marriage and whatnot. All right. and or connection, but Juno really just has strong relationship energy. Like I said, when we start using the word marriage in astrology, it gets that is not to be talked about lightly. All right. Have people anticipating getting proposed to this, that, and the third. Differences between spiritual marriage, spiritual connection, and what happens in reality. These things are different. Some of y'all are bumping into people that you spiritually married to, and y'all ass ain't never get married in this motherfucker. And y'all probably not together neither, but there's some ties. And in the astral realm, we looking at it as spiritual marriage. From an astral perspective, we just looking at y'all as just bumped into each other there, and it's just went off and did some other shit. But y'all as them connected, and now that brings on the topic: what creates marriage? What creates spiritual marriage? That's we start getting into that. All right, we start getting into that. All I got to say is when you get out of relationships, make sure you do your best not to hold resentment, and make sure you cleanse, and make sure you do your best to not interact with anybody intimately for as long as possible until it makes sense. That's all I got to say about that. If we talking about what creates spiritual marriage, we gonna keep that one right there. All right, but Sun conjunct Judo in Sagittarius with a which is a lighthearted ass energy with Venus in there that needs to look good. She ain't trying to make her relationship look bad. There could be some intensity going on. This shit could be deeper than rap. We already mentioned the dynamic of how her life path is here to leave the North Node, leave her South Node, but her South Node is part of the reason Iman is even here in the first place. So it could be a spiritual dynamic here. It's like, yo, you led me here, and I thought you was gonna be here for a little while. Like I didn't know I was gonna have to watch you do your thing and all that. Like I wanted to be here. All right, but the connecting ain't connecting the way I thought we was gonna be connecting. So it could be a lot of that. And it could be a situation where it's like, all right, Teyana, how long do I gotta watch you? How long do I gotta watch you? Mind you, Iman is retired, wealthy. You have a North Node in Aquarius, bro. I get it. I get what you got going on emotionally and spiritually. But part of your life path is actually relatable to part of her spiritual life path. And I think you embracing your North Node because he got the North Node in Aquarius. Now, remember, there's a chance he might fully be all up in that Leo energy as far as his moon. If his moon is in Leo and he's a South Node in Leo, when we get to this dynamic about see my emotions, this shoots to a whole nother level here. If his moon is in Leo, on top of what we already know about his luminaries in Cancer, his North Node is Aquarius. You need to be out in the world connected. And like I see, just looking at his life path, even like when he kind of shift out of the NBA in a way, right? Because he didn't like technically retire. He just didn't get signed by a team, right? So he just like hasn't been signed by a team for a while. So he's just like out of the NBA. But he got his come up though. He got his money though. It's worth 30 mil. So in this dynamic, I've seen even before he was like completely out, when there was a time where it's like, damn, is somebody gonna pick Iman up? Like, is Iman done? Like, nobody gonna sign him? He was doing interviews, he was doing podcasts, and he started gaining such a reputation in the internet for his responses for things, for his ideologies about things, about the game, about some of the mind you. Yeah, he's a Leo moon. He's a Leo moon. Because he attracts too much spotlight. Mind you, he wasn't never the one of the best players on the team. He was never an all-star, none of that. He was always a role player, but he played for the Knicks and he played while Carmelo Anthony was there. There's always a lot of spotlight on a New York sports franchise or New York media. So he was just highlighted being one of the role players on that team, right? There was a lot of eyes on him around the time Carmelo Anthony was there. A lot of you guys are familiar with Carmelo Anthony just based off Lala, right? And then he played with LeBron James. All right. So he always in the spotlight. So if this is a dynamic where, like I said, as he started to transition out the league, he started to gain his reputation, going on these podcasts, these interviews. I don't know if he got his own podcast. I believe he does. But being out in the world, making more connections, relating to others, possibly getting to situations where he is a strong role player for something bigger than himself. North Node and Aquarius, you got to pass the stage up and become Otis. You got to become Blue. Can't be David Ruffin. We kind of need your experience. We kind of need what you bring to the table so David Ruffin can even become David Ruffin. So this is why you're so important. Like you manifest these type of situations in your life, but also being in situations, like I said, where your ideologies about things are something that you're individually invested to can change a lot, can transform a lot, right? Help others understand how to gain the stage. You pull a lot of learning how to be more the executive, pulling strings behind the stage. This, that, and the third. You go through these different situations. So I could just see how with all that goddamn Saturn energy, Tiana got, especially her moon being Saturned up. Like I said, Libra's the influence, the exaltation of Saturn. Her luminaries already is not a good look for commitment and staying down in a long-term relationship. Just to be honest with you, she's looking at relationships as experiences. Now, don't get it twisted. Iman got Jupiter in Cancer. You don't get more experience than that, but Jupiter Cancer dealing with connection, and his sun is invested, and Chiron is there. So some of the connection he made with Tiana, I don't know what the relation. I'm curious to know what the relationship of his mother is, because he got Chiron conjunct Jupiter. It might be in a situation where like there may be some resentment for his mother for not being where he felt like she should have been there for him in his life, but they still end up having a tight bond. He having to learn how to heal her, him learn how to have to heal through a situation with her. You know, she could have that dynamic could get crazy because Jupiter in Cancer, once again, is going to create a circumstance for you to expand subconsciously a lot. There's already some wisdom brought in from the past life dealing with the home environment, but it may be placed with you having to be in an environment to use that wisdom to bring healing in there. So you would think just because it's a prosperous, more positive, beneficial planet being exaltation and being Jupiter being lucky and positive and benefit, but it takes God works in mysterious ways how he crystallizes certain environments for us to come into our powers, guys. And you can't say that you have these gifts. This is when things get a little deep in astrology when we talk about aspects and gifts and powers. You can't say you have all these gifts and powers. You have this astrologer tell you have these sextiles, these trines, and not understand his responsibility that comes with having power, spiritual powers. Don't we see how his responsibility having power in the physical realm? So what are we talking about when we talking about spiritually? So God can have people out here with certain gifts and powers not being placed in position to exercise them, utilize them. You signed up to even use these things in your experience. So if you got some gifts dealing with the subconscious, you got some trines and water. I need to see your resume. Who you healing out here? Who you healing? What are you making connecting here? What are you bringing understanding to? What are you creating and birthing? I want to know. You got some fire alignments within air signs. Who you bringing together? Who's you influencing their mind to think more positive and progressive about things? Right? Who are you displaying healthy dynamics to? You got a lot of positive alignments and fire, this and the third. Who is you out here inspiring? Right? What are you bringing new life, new vision to? What are you bringing new life to, fire? Right? Awareness is a form of life. New awareness. What is I am? Aries, I am. That's the awareness. That's all Aries know. So once you start telling Aries anything else, you not talking Aries language. All Aries knows, nigga, I'm here. I am. I'm consciously aware. All right? I'm here and I ain't going nowhere. All right? So fire signs is here to bring awareness. Okay? It'd be your Aries, Leo, Sagittarius friend to help you see some shit in yourself that you're not really seeing, you know? So and then earth signs, all these positive trine, sextiles, earth signs. What is you stabilizing? What foundation is you bringing to your community, your family, the people you come in touch with, right? What principles are you making sure you're exercising that's creating more experience dealing with building reality where other people could touch the things you build and you start developing your golden touch on things, right? You creating things other people can connect to and get resourceful. All right. So guys, great power, get great spiritual experience come with responsibility. If you talk about all these gifts and these alignments, this, that, and third, all right, what let me see your resume. What are you doing with them? All right. We here to shift consciousness, y'all. We here to shift consciousness. All right, but so yeah, Sun conjunct Juno never wants to make it seem like her relationships are not intact. Relationship energy is heavily associated with your self-identity with this alignment. It could get annoying with this alignment, low key, with how you feel like people associate your relationship with who you are, your self-identity. That I didn't even think about it that deep when I just wrote down Sun conjunct Juno, but that may have been an issue. That could even start to be a little issue that may not ever be something that she would express and probably say to him, but it's like, damn, I was doing a lot branding things in my life, and like, damn, this whole ideology of us being this power couple, celebrity couple, this was dope. But first of all, I didn't even like people in my business anyway. I'm a Libra moon, not a Libra sun, so it's just like I was a little bit more private with my John. You feel me? We all the moon, that shit could be falling in the water house, this, that, and that. We don't know that, but then at the same time, it's like all this energy she got with Capricorn, all this energy she trying to experience with broadcasting herself, this, that, and the third. Is like, yo, boy, I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to just you know, stay in a stable joint and do this the whole time, this, that, and the third. It's too many interactions, this, that, and the third. And then on top of that, like, nah, they associate everything with you and me now. Like, I did too much work building this up. That would kind of be very like, I don't know, a weird counterproductive way to look at things, right? When two people are on the same page, it's hard for the world to stop them. But that's interesting. Like I said, Iman, you might have to come to church. Iman, uh, Iman, if you watching this, Iman, come and give your testimony. Come and give your testimony. All right. We welcome in all faces. It don't matter what you've been through. All right. And it doesn't matter what's on your heart that you're processing to do. You can come process it here. All right. Teyana spoke her piece. I went on your Instagram page. Did your face look a little dull? Face look a little dull. Don't look like the life of God is really inside of you, young man. I don't know. I don't know. You look a little unfulfilled. I know how you cancers get when you feel unfulfilled. That everybody start feeling that shit. Some signs know how to keep that shit to themselves. Cancer sons, you can't hide it. It's worn on your sleeve. You pick the sun in Cancer vessel. You know damn well you can't hide how you feel. So I don't know. I don't know if it's, you just need a little exfoliation going on. Face look a little dense. Look a little unfulfilled. Don't look that lively. All right. You can come to church and holler at us, brother. Okay. Teyana could come to church too, but Teyana spoke her piece. Teyana, Pastor Boro's a little intuitive. I picked up some living my life like I'm golden. That's the vibe I picked up reading that. That's the vibe I picked up reading her caption. Living my life like it's golden. That's the vibe I picked up. That's the vibe I picked up. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all know how Sagittarius be when they get out some shit. Living my that's my shit too. Jill went crazy on Golden. Teyana make music. She should Teyana, if you watching this, you come remix it with my choir at the church. We down to hear that shit. Living my life. I could use that shit. I told you I want to get into film eventually. I could use a little John in my movie. Teyana singing that bitch in my choir. Living my life. You know she dynamic with her expression. Got that Sagittarius sun. I ain't about to do no performance you can't feel. I'm mutable earth. I feel unfulfilled if I don't get out this performance and see the feedback. Like, oh, okay, yeah, my fire touched, yeah, my performance touched. Okay, all right, okay. I might have to look up Jill Scott energies now. I know she an Aries sun. Now I feel like there's some Sag in there. Now I feel like Jill, that song, Jill's giving me some ninth house Sagittarius Libra living my life. I want to be free vibes, and you got Teyana on that type time. That's what the influence in her captions. Like Cosmic Dream said, she says she outside. Y'all gotta learn. See, that's the thing. I can't just say this on like my personal Instagram. I can only say this astrologically because y'all know the lens these people have energetically. It gonna seem like I'm hating if I come say this out in public. She just want to be free. This, that, there. You start looking at like, okay, Sagittarius sign, Libra moon. Okay. Do I have to look at anything else? All right. Damn. All right. Now you want to make it. Do we want to rub it in? This is how we're gonna conclude this one. This is how we're gonna conclude it. Since anybody think I'm capping, if this is for anybody in there think I'm capping, this is where we're gonna conclude it. All right. This relationship makes Iman embrace his North Node in Aquarius, right? He's forced to, get out in the world, expand, because Tiana busy, bro. This is a celebrity relationship, but you're not in the NBA no more, right? So it started off with you guys both having a lot of activity, right? Both having a lot of activity in your lives personally. Boom, y'all connected, but that ain't stopped. Now your major activity stopped, but you still got new paths, new connections, things to experience. So I feel like this foundation pushes him to embrace the North Node, but I don't know if he's doing a good job at that because most of the friction in his chart is coming from the stellium he has in Cancer, Jupiter, Sun, Chiron hitting his Capricorn stellium. All right, like that's being born with a lot of Cancer energies in a part of the year where there's a lot of, or a part of the whatever decade, whatever that, it was a lot of Capricorn energies. You're gonna have them power struggles there. You're right. You're going to stay at home with a lot of things when there's a lot of things to experience out in the world. And Tiana got energies forcing her to get out in the world. So boom. That wasn't even what I was gonna bring up. I just have note that I even go over there. This relationship makes Iman embraces North Node, Moon and South Node in Leo shows that he can have major power struggles moving out of the spotlight. Okay, so like I said, if he potentially has that Moon in South Node, right? If he potentially has that Moon in Leo, we know his South Node is there. So I kind of mentioned that earlier. It makes it harder for him dealing with situations, getting out of the spotlight, not being in the spotlight. Who's known more? He may have more money, but Tiana's kind of no. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. Iman did play. He played with LeBron James. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. LeBron James is one of the most known people in the motherfucking world, and he was on the. It wasn't just a regular team. He was on with LeBron. Like the championship that LeBron has 4 championships, and the championship that he won with LeBron is the championship that people pretty much say is LeBron's biggest accolade. So everybody on that team is fucking known in like the world of the sports world, I would say, or the main people, right? Because we know these niggas be big deals, right? Anyways, but so yeah, we got that. Now Venus conjunct Mars in Gemini. All right, now this brought them very close together. All right, this wait, no, Venus conjunct Mars. Yep, I knew I wasn't tripping. Yeah, so Tiana's Mars right here is 0 degrees Taurus Gemini. Iman's Venus 2 degrees Gemini Taurus. So they both got their Venus and Mars conjunct on the cusp. Now, when it comes into relationships, when you look at this placement, this is one of the ones when it's like, all right, once again, that department gonna be checked off. The sun is still out. I'm trying to be YouTube friendly. That department gonna be checked off. This the placement make you want to take clothes off of each other before y'all even really knew each other. It's like, damn, God, I was really trying to do my best to just really be easy and learn this woman. I wasn't that my first link. That was not my intention. I just wanted to take her out. You feel me? This was a woman I seen potential in, so I wasn't even finna rush now. I just wanted to read her energy and whatnot. You feel me? But God, like, I couldn't help it. She couldn't help it neither. It wasn't our fault. Venus conjunct Mars. All right. Your passion on top of my sensitive spot, aka Mars on top of Venus. You bring a sense of sensuality. You know, we like to sometimes correlate Venus to just what men like in the chart, what men gravitate towards, and Mars towards what women gravitate towards in men in the chart. Both of these influences has a whole lot on both of us when it comes into what turns us on and what we relate to. Mars in everybody's chart is going to have energy to deal with your desires, sexual urges, then by default. Venus is going to deal with a sense of sensuality, pleasure. So they both have these aspects. You know, obviously they're just filtered out differently in a masculine, feminine vessel. But at the same time, you know, even that gets a little different when we talk about the vessels it's coming out of, because as we can see, it's 2023. There's a lot going on. But anyways, when we look at that conjunction, it's very powerful when it comes into relationships from an intimacy perspective. But guys, you have to understand at the end of the day, these are opposite energies. Mars and Venus are opposite energies, right? No matter how we look at them as little bro, as big bro and little sis, they're opposite. Scorpio's opposite Taurus. Libra's opposite Aries. cooperativeness, support, relate, love. Then Mars, individual, take, go, cooperate. I am totally opposite. So when you have it in synastry as a conjunction, this is why you have the dynamic of sexual attraction being so high, because both of these energies are very sensitive to feel. All right. When it comes to Venus feeling pleasure and Mars, you know, anything that it's passionate about. Okay. Ain't sex something we all passionate about? Where the sex comes from, a passionate space. It comes from down there. All right. It comes from your eighth house. It stems from there. So that's that synastry. That's nice for that. But you keep in mind they opposite energy. So we got somebody's love language, the Venus person, Shump, at times having Mars trying to dominate it. Trying to yeah, Tiana being the Mars person, being a little forceful of your love language in a way. And then Venus can combat that at times by trying to be passive in certain areas, but doing it for Mars to fall in its comfort zone. Venus don't play the forceful game. Venus has to lure you to sleep with different things. So that could create and then they have it in the Gemini Taurus cusp. They have it in the Gemini Taurus cusp. This cusp can create a lot of different perspectives and be able to shake and bake with a lot of different spaces and faces when it comes into relating, connecting their value system. These people can take their values to different parts of the world, this, that, and the third, and establish values with other people that's not from where they're from, this, that, and the third, whether it's like a humanitarian value, whether it's something to do with helping stabilize a certain city, bring water to certain cities that's deprived of clean water. Like they can bring their values and relate them to so many people and gravitate so much energy. And it's a power with Venus, with Shump having the Venus there is very powerful on his perspective, because Venus harmonized with Taurus. So this person can spread a lot of resources, and God could keep giving them to do that. You kind of got to be in that energy with that type of placement. So whenever you got placements that support you on Earth, you got to give. All right, you got to give. Venus and Taurus and Moon in second house, Moon and Taurus, like yeah, but you got to make sure when you're attracting free loading rusties on your couch. All right. But so yeah, they got that there. But like I said, that Mars starts Mars. Tiana starts saying, now we're gonna relate this way, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Like, and my Mars harmonized with my Moon. Like, yeah, like so I know how to communicate things, especially when I got when it's my intention. We've been joking about Mars and air a lot lately because Mars is in Libra. We've been joking about that shit a lot lately, but Mars and air don't play. Venus and air more cooperative relating. All right. Also more is fickle the word, but somewhat flaky. Venus and air is flaky. All right. So especially in Gemini, it could be moving and grooving. So with that energy, with that being the neighbor sign and he having all them Cancer placements, it's like, damn, part of him might feel like, damn, I could be moving and grooving. I could be moving and grooving. All right. And I'm sitting here connecting with you. Okay. And that's what I really would like. That's what I would rather like. I have Venus in this cusp. So I want to get stabilized more in this cusp because it's Venus and Taurus. I like more stabilized relationships. You got Mars in this cusp. Your part of the cusp, your conjunction is Mars. Mars don't do good in Taurus. Mars is transformative in Taurus. Things that need to be steady, you can be too forceful building them. Now, very passionate about building towards your value system, but you don't know how at times how to stabilize them or know when to let things grow. Taurus is the garden. You gotta let things grow in the garden. You can't keep coming out messing with the plants and the flowers. You fucking things up, petals falling off and shit. Damn, leave the shit alone. Damn. So Mars and Taurus could be like that at times. Okay. And then it's 0 degrees, right? Split down the middle type shit. So her intentions is jumping in and out of, relating her values to other people. Very intentional. She attracts other people that at times want her to participate with things that they value and passionate about it. Because sometimes it'd be hard for her to turn it down. It's like, damn, relax. All right. So she could manifest a lot of that. But once again, this is another placement where I see Shump falling on the back end because Mars can overpower Venus here. Overpower Venus in this shit if Venus can't lure Mars to sleep in different ways. If they beef, it's a conjunction. They're supposed to be together. But conjunction can turn into square opposite energy, and the potential for it to turn into square opposite energy is way more likely when the planets are opposite energies. Venus and Mars is not that's not a Pluto Mars conjunction. They're on the same time. That's not a Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. They're on the same time. That's not like a Jupiter-Venus conjunction. That's like, that could be a very bad placement at times. That could be bad placement because you experience too much pleasure. But yeah, so the planets that's in the conjunctions are very important, even though we know they're a team, but we know teams split up. Shit. All right. Or teams, there no splitting up if you got a conjunction, but sometimes teams could want it. They have their fights. They have their, the times they're divided, times they're not on the same page or whatnot. All right. I just dropped my phone. Okay. So we pretty much wrapping it up with that, y'all. Let me see if I had anything else. I think those are the major points. Okay. Now, as far as from a divorce, if they get divorced, if they don't reconcile, because they're just separated. So if they get a divorce, shout out to Renaissance of Consciousness. Oh man, you trying to take this church to another level, woman. Shout out to the $100 donation collection plate. God is gonna bless you, woman. All right. God has things in store. That's how Christians act when you give them money. You ever had a broke Christian ask you for money? You ever had your broke Christian brother or sister come like, brother, sister, can I just times is hard. A little something till the check come. All right. Once you give them that money, God gonna do something for you. You know that? Do you know that? God gonna do something good for you. That's that's how they talk. Appreciate you, Renaissance of Consciousness. I really appreciate that. For real, for real. Shout outs to you. All right. So guys, Venus, just reading off the last details about that conjunction. Venus conjunct Mars and Gemini, both on the cusp. This holds a lot of their love and brings high levels of attraction, right? Mars person can find himself being her, really, but Mars can find himself, I was speaking from Mars' perspective as a masculine energy, himself being controlling over Venus love language, and Venus intimacy can create power in controlling situations in general. All right. This can enable bad habits. I didn't mention that. This can enable bad habits on the back end because Venus wants to support. So if Mars has bad intentions, this is a super enabling placement. So if I ever see a couple, and then or if I know somebody that I know struggling from some type of drug addiction, somebody I grew up with and whatnot, and then I see them and they got a last time I seen them, it wasn't in good shape. Now I see them, they looking worse, and they dating somebody, moving around with somebody else, this and that third. If I get that person information, they got Venus conjunct Mars, but the person I know is the Mars person, and they're the Venus person, the person they with. I'm not surprised this person enabling you. This person supporting your bad desires and intentions and habits. When this person, if you had at the same time this energy working in its high frequency, the conjunction team, right? Powerful alignments, multiple planets from an individual natal chart. There's multiple planets working you got 2, 3 planets, 4 planets. Some of y'all got big ass conjunctions. All that power. It's a lot of influences all together on the same team. That's why you got to understand the natural relationships these planets already have, so we can see that how you could not see, but you start to realize why you experience certain things with all these different planets being in that mixture. A sun, moon, Mars conjunction is very different from a sun, moon, Venus conjunction. This is crazy. It's crazy. There's different relationships. A lot of power in both, but you need to know the power that comes with it. So I did not mention that. This can enable bad habits on a bad end and can bring a lot of transformation for each other's goals, including stability with Earth in the mix, because it's in the Earth. You got the Earth cusp there. So they already know a lot of people. So that conjunction can harmonize. This is the conjunction on the high end. This is Venus, Iman supporting all the passions and intentions that Teyana already has, building and relating with others. So that comes with a lot of resources and information gained, right? Because you're going to gain information about the things that you value and things dealing with stability and making money on that cusp. And Mars is going to go get it. Teyana's going to go get that information. Iman is Venus touching Taurus. He's more likely to attract it come to him. He is more of the breadwinner too. But they both got to the bag. But when it comes into and then Teyana being a Mars person, she could show a sense of intention, right? A sense of intention and being proactive around making sure the love language of, Iman being the Venus person is stabilized, right? So that's that energy working in the back end, and then it creating so much positive back and forth in supporting each other's passions and goals here. All right, but it could turn into enable bad habits. Somebody mentioned that they made was an open couple. I think Sister Belle Papillon mentioned that they may be open. Guys, this might sound crazy, but I damn sure know based off what I seen. Listen, I wasn't born yesterday. And I ain't start studying this yesterday neither. But from what I seen, I don't think Iman was the one ushering it in. You know, or even from that perspective, is like if Iman ushered that in, I think it got out of hand. It's like, yeah, I'm an NBA player, this and that, third year, Tiana Taylor. Like, come on, y'all. Tiana Libra Moon, Sagittarius Sun. I ain't gonna spill too much tea, but let's just say this alignment can be like, all right, I'm with that. Fuck it. Like, if you caught that one, you caught it. So it might have started off with Iman just saying, like, yo, I just want you and other girls with her type of energies. I could see the strong influence she has to play with his emotions and make his intent become her intent when he's really truly not comfortable with it. She got that power over him. She might have got her way with some ish that he allowed her to, said he was good with, but aftermath, he was like, damn, I let that happen. I just let that one happen, huh? I think I gave her too much freedom. So if you're there with me, you're there with me. And as a man, that's why you just got to get to a point where you feel like you don't need more than one person. Let me just say that. That's the word that I'm going to end with today. All right, that's the word. I don't think God wants me to go more in depth on that. If you're struggling with sticking and planting, all right, church, you got to do some type of healing. Come to some extra services and get to a point in your life where one person's good enough for you. Because when you start adding too much into a divine union, you're opening up too much portals for energies that you thought you wasn't allowed to enter your relationship. But once it start anything dealing with intimacy between you and your when you locked in with somebody, anything dealing with. And listen, yeah, I'm the lucky Libra, and I'm constantly learning, going through my transformations, learning to give myself grace with things, relationship experiences, this and the third. Being power. I've definitely me myself. I have power in controlling attributes with relationships, and I have to learn how it creates bad karma. I'm never gonna deal with anything harmonious and healthy with that perspective. And that's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's so hard. All right, I'm trying. So we all got different shit. That's why I love everybody, because my shit hard too. All of our shit. It's a lot of power to control. But I used to look at shit from a selfish perspective like that. I and see, I can't even get a sentence out. I can't even get a sentence. This is how you know how much is going on in my life relationship activity. I can't even get a sentence out and really. But all I was gonna really say is that I've been at points in my life where I felt like, yeah, that would be the relationship that would be comfortable for me. Me and my main girl, and then me have the leeway to do whatever I want, you know, and do it in a responsible way and not bring it home. But like, listen, I'm just too spiritual for that. Like, that was ego. I'm too spiritual to stay in that form of ego. And when you got something special with somebody, man, this is why this age we live in is so scary, because it's like how many of us are fucking up shit because of our desires, because we feel like we need to experience more in that department. We need more. How much of us is messing up those opportunities? I don't want to say mess up, because even I have situations where I feel like I could have said messed up, but at the same time, I look at it like, yo, it was a learning experience, right? Somebody else may look at it like, damn, you lost a good one to stand a third, but you have to look at it. That's what relationships are. Relationships are to teach you, and you have to make sure you utilize that to prep you for more prosperous situations, because there always is and can and will be more opportunities. All right. I get it, y'all. When it comes to relationships, love, connecting with others, like a lot of people do be lonely. A lot of people don't get things that So some people transition without a person. Like it's not a they'll say there's somebody for everybody. No, the fuck there really isn't at times. You might have fucked up the person for you at 21, and you was fucked this lifetime. You signed contracts and you say you just gonna meet this motherfucker. You didn't say let me meet 3 or 4. You said at age 15 you're gonna meet them freshman year. I set it up for you. You wanted to be married from high school all the way to the end, right? Right? But what the fuck happened? You start listening to that goddamn Sexy Red. Didn't I tell you about that point in your contract? I said stay away from her ass. Look at you. Now you gotta wait till the next life. You gotta wait till the next lifetime. I am not changing your contract mid-experience. All right. My God whooped my ass for that one. There's levels to this. Okay? With God's. Okay, there's God levels. So the God that's the angel that's looking out for you that you signed contracts with, they on his ass for breaking shit for your ass last time. So you fucked up this soulmate. You got to transition first, then we're gonna redo your contract. I'm not going back at no. They sent me to all type of demonic world. They casted my ass away for 6 ages for that bullshit. We're not doing that again. So our gods and our ancestors and shit that we done. That's how they be talking to us. Hell no. I told you no. You fucked it up. Okay. So guys, relationships are learning experiences. No matter how transformative, chaotic, crazy that last one was, make sure you're coming out of it with a lighter heart. You might have signed a contract to meet another one, but sometimes you gotta be careful. You stay too much in that negative heart chakra. It'd be hard to find. It'd be hard for that last one you signed up for to meet you. It'd be hard. Okay, so that's what I got for that, y'all. Did I write any divorce results? No, I think I didn't get into it, but I think I did it right. Notice Iman has Chiron and Cancer. He can end up truly taking more of an emotional toll on the separation, depending on what caused the breakup. We know infidelity is not a part of it. Now, I ain't gonna go there, but yeah. So we don't know. I hope I'm curious to see if Iman even says anything about it. I don't really think so. He a Cancer, and I think that's why Teyana, being the Libra Moon Sagittarius Sun, if anybody's gonna say anything, she had to say something. Let me harmoniously communicate this. Dress up this caption. Use my air and moon. Dress up this caption nice. Put the Sagittarius sprinkle on it. Make it uplifted, positive. Make it something people don't throw heavy energy in my comments because Sag don't like when you throw them heavy energy. I'm not about to create a narrative. The part of me making this post because I don't like the heavy energy being thrown. So let me uplift this up. You're not about to be throwing negative energy at me. My life ain't like that. Like I said, my life full of this is a Sag Sun. All right, my life full of experiences. Y'all not about to bring me down. You know, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know me. I don't really be messing with these artists like that. Y'all know I'm not one for Hollywood. Y'all know I'm an 8th house ass nigga. All right, so I deal with the occult, but I'm being better learning when to pull out all that energy, right? But that's that shit, right? And regardless of anything I done said about Beyonce in the past, how that shit go, man, you can't break my soul. I ain't gonna lie, I fucks with that shit. All right. If you ever ride, if you ever see me, if you live in Virginia, ever catch me on the highway, you might hear a little bit of that shit coming out my car. Don't tell nobody you heard me listen to that shit now. I might have to rebuke you out the church for that one. If you hear Pastor listen to Break My Soul, Beyonce, that's the one thing that got to go. Learn how to keep. I'm an 8th house nigga. Learn to keep shit to yourself. All right, you ain't my soul. Fuck is you talking about? I love y'all. Y'all already know what it is, gang. Make sure y'all passing the collection plates on often to people in y'all lives. If you could give. All right, each one teach one. I appreciate all the donations, everything. Y'all know I always appreciate vibing, which I hope everybody continues to enjoy the rest of the day. I'm actually preparing to jump on live. I didn't want this live to be that long, but hey, it's been 2 years now. I'm saying the same shit. I really want to do a double stream today. I really wanted to jump in real quick and come back and do Libra season tonight. So depending on how I go about the rest of my task for the day and how I feel, I may just come back tonight. We may just have a church. We may just have an evening service doing Libra season early. All right, but we may just have to bring it in on Venus Day, and I feel like that feels a little bit more right. All right, y'all. So, anyways, I do hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Y'all know I love y'all. Pastor sending love to everybody. All right.